Hello, and welcome to episode 44 of
The Eldritch Podblast.
I am Margaret.
And I am Jack.
And welcome. How are you?
We didn't have to continue doing it.
I can't do accents.
I think you did really well there.
Thanks, Jack. We
Do it
said
again, do it again.
The Eldritch Podblast. The Eldritch. No.
Why is
The
which?
The Eldritch Podblast.
Very good, that was pretty good.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jack. Literally last episode on Monday, we were like, oh, should we coordinate them? We coordinated it. And
we said we'd do, I have a common enemy.
we have a common enemy.
And we said we'd do that voice.
And I'm not very good at that
So what voice do we do next time?
Yeah, tell us in the comments below.
Challenge us.
If you're in a watch party, tell us in the watch
Challenge
party.
our accents.
Yeah.
And we'll do it together.
Please don't. I can't do accents.
Do it.
You're much better at accents than I am. I can't do any accents, actually.
You can.
Thank you.
You did that one pretty well.
Thank you.
I think that was pretty good.
I'm going to watch that back when I'm editing, and I'm going to want to die.
You're going to mute it.
Yeah.
Just fucking mute the whole thing.
I'll just mute my track.
I swap.
No, I'll just mute my track. How's everyone enjoying the censor, by the way? A few people were like, that gives me a jump scare every single time, and I deeply apologize.
Good.
We should make our own.
That's what you came here for,
we should make our own censor noise. Would it just be like,
Perfect, you've got it now.
yeah. We'll give everyone a jump scare, like,
Perfect.
every time we swear.
Every single time. I we swear loads now.
Yeah, we do swear so much. Yes. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? The antibiotics worked.
Oh, wow.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you're feeling better. No longer infectious. I've heard.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. Whole body still ravaged.
Still ravaged in pain.
But no longer infectious. I'm so glad to hear it. The only reason we can keep up these bits, by the way, is because we literally film on the same day. So
Yeah, we don't know.
we don't know.
We don't know what's going on.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
Very good.
We got a full tummy.
You had some cheesy chips.
Had some cheesy chips.
We always get a takeaway on this day.
We do.
Because there's no time to cook.
No time to cook.
No time to cook.
No country for old men. We cooked. No, we didn't cook. We had a kebab and some cheesy chips.
Yeah, we shared a kebab and some cheesy
chips. We were
chips.
going to have a Chinese takeaway, but they were closed.
It's Tuesday, and they always shut on Tuesday.
Yeah, and I'm very picky about where we order food from. You know what? We were having this conversation about drinks, about fizzy drinks specifically. And it's like, what do you call a fizzy drink? Because here, we just say, oh, can I have like a can of Coke? Or can I have a Fanta? You don't go, I think a lot of British people call it pop. Oh,
I feel 6,000 years old calling it.
I know. Fizzy pop. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, in America they call them sodas.
Soda.
But we don't call them anything. We call it...
Yeah, like, I think, and you call lemonade Sprite.
Yeah.
Sprite's an actual drink, though.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Do you have Sprite over there?
Yeah.
Surely they got Sprite.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But then,
so our lemonade...
do you mean Sprite or do you mean lemonade?
They mean Sprite. So, because I think in America... God, look at me talking for all Americans ever.
The American in the room.
Oh, yeah. Their lemonade is like our cloudy lemonade. It's like cloudy from like the pulp and stuff. Who was telling us this? Was it Jordan?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know. Anyway.
I think it was Jordan.
Anyway, oh my goodness.
Hey, sorry.
How did we get here? This always happens. How's everyone?
How is everyone? Oh, we've already asked that.
We have.
Next topic, go.
Oh, the dog's up.
Oh.
I hope you all enjoyed seeing the dog last episode.
I enjoyed seeing the dog.
I also enjoyed seeing the dog. As soon as we got done filming, I went and took a screenshot of how cute he was because he's very sweet.
He's such a sweetheart. He's coming up.
Is there anything else to update the people on before we kind of get into the main topics?
The meat and potatoes
The meat and potatoes of it.
No, not really.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who has bought a t-shirt.
Oh, you're the best.
Thank you so much.
www.eldritchpodblast.co.uk. The link is in the description. A great way to support the podcast.
Hell yeah. That's the first shill.
Yeah.
But seriously, thank you so much. I think people's t-shirts, I said this in the last episode, definitely by now.
Well, they are
right?
because we just got talking about Jordan.
Jordan just shared a picture
Jordan just
in
shared
the
a picture
Discord.
in the Discord.
I would show it.
Got Jordan's t-shirt.
You know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait to talk to Jordan, see if they're okay with putting it in the video before we just throw a picture in and haven't got permission, etc.
Etc.
Thank you so much.
But anyone who's bought a t-shirt and anyone who's thinking about buying a t-shirt and anyone who's got one in the cart right now,
we got your blood. It's infected, but we got it. Oh, that's why we're sick too.
It's a fantastic way to support the podcast. So thank you very much. The next shill is the Discord down below.
Hell yeah.
Join the Discord. Over 500 spod blasters.
Spod blasters.
Spoddies. Squad blasters in there.
Bees.
Just squadding away. Sharing pictures of themselves. Sharing art.
Talking about fun
D&D,
stuff.
talking about IRL.
Do you feel left out yet? Do you feel you have FOMO yet?
You better be.
You want to join yet?
But yeah, so thank you everybody who's joined the Discord, and the link is down below for that as well.
Yeah, more on that later. Anything else?
No. I know what we're doing next.
Go on.
Oh no, we're doing meme time next.
We're doing meme time.
Then we're doing.
We're doing a little summit.
Then we're going to announce the winner.
The winners for the Homebrew Challenge.
The
number
winner
1.
and the runner-ups.
Oh yeah, and the runners. So, without any further ado, shall we just do meme time?
Let's do meme time, baby.
Are you ready? We got to fill for 10 seconds. Are you ready? Here we go. Taking the glasses off.
Right.
Are we ready?
Okay.
Go.
Fellow squad blasters.
Do you like meme time?
Meme time.
Meme time?
Hallelujah. I don't know what we started on. I'll do.
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
I didn't know you were gonna do that.
I did.
You surprised me, but I thought as soon as you took the glass off, I was like, "There's gonna be some headbanging."
I don't feel.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You're gonna be sick.
Oh god, I might.
You're gonna be sick.
Oh god, I'm seeing stars. Everyone's still here. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I think I just broke my neck. Oh, that I bet that was
the water gets chucked on the girl, and she's like, "Hello."
Hello. That was probably hell for everyone to watch, and you're so welcome. So meme time. So we are starting off this meme time strong. You're gonna see a theme with all these meme times, and it's from the skit we did for the merch launch.
Buy some merch,
and it's simply rancid vibes. Just simply.
Why me?
Rancid vibes.
Why me? What's rancid about me?
Oh no, I don't think it's you. I think it's more like you're declaring the rancid vibe,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're calling the
or
rancid.
Or am I the rancid vibe?
No, you could never be the... Oh, everyone.
I'm the rancid vibes.
Oh, you could never be the rancid vibes. Maybe you're emulating some rancid vibes, No, I think you're calling... Hey, that's what you meant when you made this, right, Paris? He's
Jack
not...
Jack is rancid vibes.
Literally, the caption is Jack is rancid vibes. That's how I've saved it onto the computer. So, that's wonderful. You know what I noticed? Literally from that screenshot there is the trophy eyes art we have there. That looks like that's intentionally placed to be sending a message.
Nope.
And I promise it's not. That's just...
It's just there.
It's just our house.
We just like trophy eyes.
Yeah, just like trophy eyes. Granted, we could have maybe moved it. Your eye gets drawn to it quite a lot there. This is sponsored by Trophy Eyes.
I think it gets drawn to the rancid vibes.
Rancid vibes. Oh no, no, I don't think so.
What's next?
I don't think so. So the next one, obviously, all of the credit will be linked to the people below who have done these meme times. And if you like the memes, join the Discord. We have a whole channel. You can contribute your memes.
Yeah, you can meme in there.
Someone joined the other day and was like, "You were right. I was missing out." Like, genuinely said that.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
really
that was
cute.
Today, actually. So
nice.
There you go. God, I feel so sick after banging my head like that. I might. Jack, you take over.
Rancid vibes. Rancid vibes. Jack is rancid vibes.
So, the next one. Me in the middle of the night telling my mom I threw up. Mom, I threw up.
Mom, I threw up.
Mom, I threw up.
Mommy, I threw up.
I threw up.
I've thrown up everywhere. It's in the bed.
That's so funny. I love that. Y'all seem to really like that stance. It's my brick shithouse
Yeah,
stance.
because you are a brick shit house.
Ah, thanks, Jack.
Get him.
Yeah.
Get him.
I can't move a lot because I'm very dizzy from moving my head so much.
Headbang so much. You're gonna wake up in the morning with a really high stomach.
I'm gonna watch that back and I'm honestly gonna be moving like this much.
Oh no, that was me.
Oh, were you just yeah? But seriously, it felt like I moved loads there. I probably didn't.
Nah, you did. You were going for it pretty hard.
Watch this back, and like the whole screen be shaking.
You were going.
Like, go ahead.
You were going real hard.
Nice. Well, I held onto the table and everything, so I put a white knuckle in it. So yeah, me in the middle of the night telling my mum I threw up.
Next one.
Once again, it's
the exact same position.
It's exactly the same meme, and it's just me on my way to spell Jed in big letters.
Oh, no.
If you missed
Jed.
If you missed it in that video,
Margaret tried to spell
Zugtamoy. And I went Z.
Was it Z or Z?
Z-U, Jed.
Z-U, Jed.
And I was like, I don't spell in big letters very often. So
me on my way to spell Jed in big letters.
In big letters. Jed. Uh-oh. Stinky.
Little bit stinky.
Uh-oh. And then the next two, listen, I don't know how these next two came about.
I love both of these.
I also love
both
buy
of
both
these.
of these. I think. So I know Izzy made the first one and Wabs made the second one, right? But I'll just show you. So
first one.
The first one is me. Like one of those typical like wolf on a with a moon on a t-shirt, and it's just my nasty ass little faces doing.
They're great though. All of the faces are so great.
I truly do not know how this came into existence, but we just checked the channel one day and it was there, and I'm down with it.
I know how it came into existence.
Go on.
Because you're just the gift that keeps on giving, you know?
Oh, thanks, Jack.
You're just the gift that keeps on giving.
Wow, thank you. Well, speaking of the gift keeps on giving.
Yeah, let's go.
This is the t-shirt.
The merch advert on a merch advert.
Oh, and it's I love that. You know what? I didn't realize at first. It's like a wolf with angel wings in the background, and I love that. I love the both of them. Watch us. Next episode be wearing these two t-shirts.
New merch launch.
We need one for you. We need a rancid vibes tee for you, to be honest.
Go on, make me into a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Go on.
Make the rancid man into the rancid man. No, what did I just say?
The rancid man?
Rancid man.
The rancid man?
The putrid man.
Putrid vibes.
Rancid vibes, that should definitely go on a t-shirt. I thought you were going to clap us out then.
No.
Rancid vibes.
We
need
rancid
t-shirt 2024.
Yeah, we need it to be like sort of, you know, that like melted font. Like font that sort of looks like really nasty butter that's melting.
Yeah.
We need a
rancid vibes.
Yeah, rancid vibes.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Cool.
We'll do that.
We'll do it.
We'll do that.
Watch us never do it, and watch people.
No, we'll do that one.
Not drop it.
Did you just retch?
I did.
Why?
I'm not feeling very well after that, exerting that much energy, honestly, Jack.
Trying to take 5 minutes.
Yeah. Hello. I just needed a second.
Yeah, headbang so hard you needed a second.
God, you know you're old when you headbang so hard that you need to take 5 minutes.
I don't headbang hard. I just give it.
Yeah, I normally do too, but I committed too hard to the bit, and
you went so hard.
I went so fucking hard for the bit.
You went so hard for the bit.
And you know what? I'm hot now, and like the lights are on, and you know my elbows are dry.
Your elbows are always dry.
Yeah, it's just
you're dry. You're dry elbows.
I got the dry elbows. God, you think my elbows are dry? My ankles.
Your ankles.
Oh my God, I have the driest
like
ankles. Oh, it's disgusting. It's so uncomfortable. Like when I'm in bed on a night, I can feel my ankles if I don't moisturize. What am I saying? Anyway, they catch on the bed sheets and it's terrible. Thank you so much, everyone, for your memes.
Was that the last one?
Yeah, I think it was the last one.
Oh yeah, the wolf t-shirt.
Yeah, the wolf t-shirt. I love the t-shirts. You guys once again came through with the absolute hilarious memes.
The fantastic memes.
Sorry, we had to cut it in the middle there.
Margaret was retching.
Self-inflicted injury.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Self-inflicted sickness.
Yeah, definite self-inflicted sickness, definitely. I I will, of course, leave links to everyone who submitted. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dude, meme time rocks. We love meme
We
time.
love meme time.
We were
Meme
saying
time's
in
good
our,
fun.
in our little break that we do like the meme channel.
We like the memes.
We like the memes.
We like the memes.
So thank you. Thank you so
memes
much.
are good fun.
Memes are good fun.
Apart from when someone calls me Rants Advice.
No. So that is meme time, and I guess we'll just get on to just a little summit.
Just a little summit.
Just a little summit. So
What is it, Margaret?
Today is the day that we announce the winner and the runner-ups for the very first Homebrew Challenge.
Homebrew Challenge!
Yeah, if this is your first time hearing about the Homebrew Challenge, every fortnight we we randomly roll on a table, and then whatever we roll on, you guys have to, well, you don't, yeah, you have to. You're shackled up and you have to.
There's no...
You have to homebrew it.
If you watch this podcast, you have to homebrew it.
You have to homebrew it. That's simply how it is.
If it's the first time you're ever watching the podcast, head to the Discord and find the Homebrew Challenge forum in there, and you can enter. This one's is a world primer.
A world primer, and the theme is moon.
And the theme is moon, so a world primer based on a moon.
Hell yeah. So, the challenge we're announcing the winner for in this one was for a simple melee weapon.
We're gonna do the runners up first, though.
Are we doing the runners up first?
Yeah, you can't go straight to the winner.
Fair enough. All right, fair enough.
So we've got 2 runners up.
2 runners up. So we initially were just gonna have it so it was just one winner, but we loved them all so much, and so many people submitted. We wanted to do like a little bit of runner up, you know? I think that would be nice.
Because all of them were amazing.
Yeah,
every single one of them was awesome.
Yeah.
It was very creative. Like it's insane where you can say a moon themed melee simple melee weapon.
Yeah.
And the amount of different things you'll get is just insane.
Definitely. And also at the same time, people who are picking up the same things that people are putting down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There seemed to be like kind of a theme amongst the random. I suppose.
There was people talking about like the phases of the moon.
Yeah.
There was people who like did things like that, like blinded people.
And like the light of the moon and the darkness of the moon.
Darkness of the moon, like eclipses.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously a lot of people gravitated to radiant damage.
Yes. Yeah. It was amazing. And it goes without saying, right? Just because yours isn't being showcased here, just because it wasn't in the runners-up of the winner, doesn't mean it wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
Like, the whole point is for everyone to get together, have a little bit of fun, have a discussion, which there was loads of.
Lots of discussion, which was cool.
And, just to be creative together and have a fun time.
Yeah.
So...
And
no one's is lesser than one another's. Yeah. Everyone was amazing. These were just... You know what? We'll go through why we picked these ones specifically.
From this point on as well, obviously you'll have all seen the World Primer Challenge, but from now on, we didn't do it for this one because this was the first one.
Yeah.
And we're learning as we go.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to put on, like, whether it is there for public use or not.
Yes, indeed.
There's so many great magic items that I'm like, I would love to use that. But obviously, I wouldn't want to use it in case the person who made it was okay with that.
Yes, of course.
So from now on, we'll put on each of the challenges for you to let people know if it is okay for them to use or not.
Indeed.
And it's okay if not, and it's okay if yes.
There's a template you can use, and we'll put it in the template an option to say yes or no.
Yes.
So, shall we just get into it?
Yeah, let's go for number 1.
So, is this the first runner-up then?
Yeah, well, no, they're both second place.
Oh, okay. So, this runner-up, this was submitted by Moth.
Yes.
And
sweet Moth.
Moth's pronouns are she, her. She hasn't linked any pronouns, but she's...
Socials.
So she hasn't linked any pronouns. She hasn't linked any socials.
Any pronouns.
And she's in the Discord. You'll be able to notice her because her profile picture is a rat Guy Fieri.
Yeah, Guy Fieri is a rat. Of course, very fitting.
No more context to that needed. So the item name is called the Night Stick.
The Night Stick.
And you know what? Moth also gave a drawing for this.
Oh, God, the drawing's so good.
Here's the Night Stick.
Here's the Night Stick.
So the item mechanics. When hit with a Night Stick, stars and moons can be seen circling the target's head. On a fail of a DC 14, the target will fall asleep until damaged or awoken. If the target is immune to sleep spells, this will have no effect, and stars will still float above their head upon a hit. this is like the typical cartoon. You get bonked.
You get the big bonk.
You get the bonky bonk,
yeah.
and then you got them circling around.
Do you know what? I just thought it was so much fun.
And you know what? Moth actually said when we first announced the Homebrew Challenge and we announced that the theme was Moon, Moth was like, I am immediately picturing this. And I just love that. It's just a bit of fun.
It's good fun.
Just a little bit of fun, a little bit funky and fresh. So the image description is, it's fashioned from an old log. The night stick at first glance seems like an ordinary rudimentary club, but wrapped around the grip is a silver necklace. The necklace adorned with is adorned with charms of stars with a crescent moon dangling below the handle. And she's just left a note that says, I'm no artist, so don't judge too
I think
hard.
it's quite good.
I feel like this is the epitome of what I wanted the night stick to look
that's what I
like.
want the night stick to look like.
Night stick, baby.
Night stick.
Good night.
Good fucking night.
Good night stick.
Good riddance too.
I love that.
The night stick.
Night
just
stick.
A big bonky club.
Yeah, just a bit sassy, innit?
Oh,
I really
love
like that.
Cute.
And I think that's we saw it and we were like,
it's just too good, isn't
has
it?
to be. Absolutely
at
has
least
to
be.
be.
A runner-up. It's just so fun.
I love that. Thank you,
great.
Moth.
Thank you, Moth.
That is so wonderful.
The night stick.
The night stick. Everyone, please, a round of applause for Moth. Here we go. Thanks, Moth. You're hilarious.
Cheers, Moth.
And love the imagery that goes on the night stick.
Yes.
We've said it before. We'll say it again. Imagery is not needed. You definitely do not need to supply an image. Moth just wanted to draw
fancied it. I mean, why wouldn't you when it looks like that?
Agreed.
The night stick.
The night stick, baby. So the next runner-up has been sent in by Ratdan, but his name is Jordan.
Jordan.
We all have rat personas, so get down with it.
The Ratsona.
The Ratsona. So get down with it. So his pronouns are he, him. He hasn't linked any socials, but again, he is in the Discord. So the item name is Lunaris Mercurial Blade. The item mechanics are as follows. So it is a dagger, it is very rare, and it requires attunement at night.
Ooh. See, I love that little bit of flavour there.
Me too.
That little kick of flavour.
Me too, yeah.
Try
like
to tune it through the day and it doesn't work, but as soon as the moon comes out.
Hell yeah. Like that. While attuned, attack rolls and damage rolls made with this magic weapon have a +2 bonus. Hits with this magic weapon deal an additional 1d4 radiant damage. Once the wielder completes a long rest, choose waxing or waning. So waxing. While the wielder is attuned to this weapon, Lunaris has the following properties. The wielder has access to Dancing Lights cantrip, Bless, and Misty Step, and Lunaris can be used as an arcane focus when casting these spells.
Some powerful fucking spells there, by the way.
I love that.
Bless and Misty Step.
That's like Fey Touched.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
you can get with
exactly what. And Dancing Lights is like a nice touch as well, I think.
Yeah.
Like the idea of
definitely.
like the moon like lighting up, right? So then waning, when waning is chosen, Lunaris has the following properties. The wielder has access to the Chill Touch cantrip, Bane, and Darkness. And again, can be used as an arcane focus for those.
Very, very good.
I love it. It's like the dark and the light side
cantrip is unreal.
Yeah, no, agreed. And the Bane, the opposite of Bless, and then Darkness. I think again, it's like the dark and light side of the moon.
All
right?
great spells.
Absolutely love that. Love the flavoring of that. And then spells cast using Lunaris Mercurial Blade can only be cast once per day. Fair enough. And then the item and description. Sorry, I am dying.
Go on. Give us a little cough.
What do you think? Crafted under the enchanting radiance of the lunar glow, this exquisite dagger carries an otherworldly essence within its very core. Its sleek silver blade shimmers like liquid moonlight, reflecting the beauty and tranquility of the moon. The hilt, adorned with delicate lunar engravings, seems to hold the stars of the night sky. Lunaris possesses a subtle yet potent magic, drawing strength from the moon's blessing. As it dances through the darkness, its strikes are as swift and precise as moonbeams, leaving behind a trail of awe-inspiring brilliance. In the hands of its chosen wielder, the celestial weapon becomes a symbol of elegance and grace.
Fucking listen to that.
Paint a word picture for me, why don't you?
That
is
what a description.
That is some grace and decorum there.
I heard that description and I was like,
I know.
There's no way I can't mention
I know.
that. It's such a well-written description.
I absolutely love that as it dances through the darkness.
Oh.
Man, what a visual. What a visual.
Well done, Jordan.
Well done, Jordan.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. Love the access to the different spells.
Yeah.
And I love the juxtaposition of the spells.
The juxtaposition.
Okay. Fill the silence track. Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, thank you.
I filled silence.
You did. I will give
filled.
I will give that to
There
you.
was no silence.
No, there absolutely was not.
Not a second of it.
Okay, so those were the runner-ups. So
now to the winner.
Now to the winner of the number 1 homebrew challenge.
The first homebrew challenge.
The first homebrew challenge.
Congratulations to
Dwight.
Congratulations, Dwight.
Congratulations, Dwight. So Dwight goes by she, her, and the item name is the Staff of the Crescent Moon. Now the item mechanics are as follows. The weapon has a +1 bonus to attacks, dealing 1d6 or 1d8 bludgeoning damage and 2d6 radiant damage on a hit as spectral moonlight empowers you. While wielding this staff, you can use an action to cause it to emit silvery moonlight out to a range of 30 feet. While being used in this way, any allies within the glow of the moonlight have a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws and are immune to being frightened. Additionally, once per day, you can cause a number of creatures equal to your proficiency modifier that are inside the staff's glow to make a dexterity saving throw. On a failure, a spectral crescent moon appears above the target's head, and attacks against them are made at advantage. This effect lasts for 1 minute or until concentration is broken, as if concentrating on a spell. So, I love like you.
So good.
When you were reading this, you were like, "This is something that I would put into a game."
Yeah. I love a little radius. That when people, it's like the Twilight Domain cleric. Like when you're in that, you get the temporary
hit points.
Like I gave Abby an upgraded Spirit Guardians in the game because she really, really wanted to cast Spirit Guardians. So I was like, "You're gonna fucking level up and then just drop it," because it doesn't scale well, but it doesn't scale super duper well. So basically, now if anyone's within the Spirit Guardians, they get +1 to AC.
Yeah, and that feels real good.
Yeah, so it's similar to that.
That feels really, really good, really nice. I also really like it's essentially fairy fire, right?
Yeah.
You get to make it attacks with advantage on creatures that have failed the dex saving throw.
Yeah, I think fairy fire is a different saving throw, though. I think.
I don't know, but I
and it gets 2d6 radiant damage.
Yeah.
So good. I love the thought. I've always wanted to make a character that has like takes shillelagh, takes like a druid or takes druidic warrior or something like that as a fighter, and then just fights with a staff.
Yeah.
I think I'd like Rafiki from
like
I've always wanted to make a staff,
Yeah.
like a staff wielding like fighter that can like do a little bit of spell and sword, but spell and staff.
Yeah.
And make it like work. So perfect.
Yeah. Well, and then finally the item description.
Oh, here we go.
This magical staff was created using a fragment of a moonstone, an incredibly rare gem said to contain a spark of the moon's magic. Adorned with a chunk of glittering moonstone cut into a crescent moon on its head, the staff is etched with intricate runes that tell the story of the goddess of the moon and her lunar domain. These runes glow softly when the staff is in use. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Truly, truly gorgeous.
So good.
So, congratulations, Dwight.
Dwight, all of you, Jordan. Who's the other one? Moth.
Who's the other one? Who's the other one?
All of you, fantastic jobs.
Every
Amazing.
single person who has entered,
and then every single person who entered as well. Like it was a.
Jesus Christ!
We sat there this morning, like, how are we gonna do this?
Yeah, I know it was. And you know
There's
what?
so many great ones.
You can probably tell, and this comes down to how completely subjective it all is.
Yeah,
right?
of course it is.
You can tell. You know, we loved the one that Dwight did because that's the type of thing you would put into your game and the type of thing that is kind of more in line with what you create, if that makes sense. Of course, we're gonna naturally gravitate to those things.
Yeah, we're gonna gravitate to those things because there's things we like.
Yeah, naturally. So
it's us that are picking it.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. And I'm certain, right?
Oh, man.
If any of you go through any of these, you're gonna look at all of them, and you're gonna have ones that you're going to want to pick.
So
that's just the nature of the game,
but,
innit?
There was loads of conversation because there's in the forum there's a one for just submissions and there's one for like discussion and just like everyone was hyping each other up. Like that's a great idea.
Yeah,
this is
it was
sick,
so
and that's
nice.
It was just
so
awesome.
nice. Man,
everyone's just bouncing ideas off each other, and it's like, to me, I think like a lot of people who've entered submissions, like, this is the first submission I've ever done for like magic items. Some of you should be really impressed with yourself.
some of you absolutely slap.
And the thing is, like, seeing these things and seeing what is possible, because I think a lot of people, a lot of DMs for the first time, especially when they're making magic items, are like, is this too much? Is this not enough? Is this this? Is this that? And it's like, you can see what everyone else makes. You know, you can see Jordan's there, very rare. So you're not going to give that to like a brand new like level 1 or level 2 or level 3 character or something like that. That might come down in like a couple of levels time, and you can just see like the rarity. There was some like artifact stuff in there that was really powerful.
Yeah.
And you know, you can begin to see it's like we're all learning together
totally
at the same time. And this is like practice for people.
It's really nice to be able to bounce the ideas off people as well. And
you should be really proud of yourself.
I'll completely 100% I agree. And we're just so glad you enjoyed it. And we selfishly really enjoyed it too.
Yeah, we loved it.
We really, really enjoyed it.
So Dwight, you have entered yourself into the Hall of Fame.
Hell yeah, Dwight!
The first winner of the Homebrew Challenge.
Congratulations,
well
Dwight.
Done.
You deserve it.
You do.
You honestly, you all do.
All of you do. You're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Now, don't rest on your laurels.
No.
Get in the Discord.
You've got till Monday.
You've got till Monday to do a world primer based on the moon.
Yeah.
Go
Now. Go.
Go.
Go on. Get. But no, seriously though, if you like the sound of this, if this is the first you're hearing of it, I cannot even stress how incredibly welcoming and kind our community are.
Oh God, yeah.
Through this whole process, everyone was just hyping each other up.
Yeah.
People were asking each other questions, and it was great. It was amazing. And if it's something that you're interested in, I would highly recommend checking it out. You have until Monday the 19th, and baby, you're writing a world primer around the theme of a moon.
Yeah. And then that one will get, the world primer on the moon will get announced on the 29th of June.
Yes.
And then by that time, there'll be the next one in play.
Indeed.
And that'll be the third of the moon. And then after that one, we'll only have one more.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to the next.
Because each theme has 4 submissions, basically.
Oh, no, next? Maybe we should put a vote up.
Oh,
for the next theme.
Yes, we should pick a few themes, and
like
then
after the last one goes live, we'll pick a few themes and people can vote on it.
That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. We'll do that. We'll definitely do that. We want to get you involved as much as we can because this is all for you, basically. Yeah. So, yeah, please take a look. We cannot wait to see what you come up with.
Look at that! Like those 3 are awesome. And
my God, 100%. And that was just the first one as well, where people kind of warming into it.
Yeah.
And again, we wanted to have a huge array of things that we could roll from, just so people who aren't good at making items, are not comfortable making items, you might be more comfortable with a world primer or a character or a helmet. I don't know. You know what? I said this in the very first one before we even rolled anything. I wonder if now that the first one is there, right, and we've, the winner is the Staff of the Crescent Moon, I wonder if the world primer is going to incorporate that. Like, I wonder if there's going to be a cohesion amongst them.
Maybe they might do, like, at the end, you can tie them all together. Somebody can try and tie them all together.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I wonder if that's going to be like this. And that's not me saying I have to tie them all together.
Oh, the thing is, right, I've got an idea already.
Go on.
So let's just say it's the Staff of the Crescent Moon.
Yeah.
Okay, the magic staff was created using fragments of Moonstone. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's a world where the moon is shattered.
Oh, interesting.
And they're picking up like pieces and making artifacts and magical weapons.
And it mentions
like Moonstone is a currency.
And the actual story on the Staff of the Crescent Moon is about the goddess of the moon and her lunar domain and how she lost it, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe she was like inside the moon.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Anyway.
We'll see. We'll see if we can piece it all together at the end.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be really cool.
Anyway.
So, thank you. And
thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
And what's next? Is it the topic?
Jack, you know what? I think it is.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness gracious.
40 minutes in?
Wow. That's a new one. That's
quite quick for us.
That is quite quick for us. So, normally, we've mentioned, it's been a little while now that on Thursdays we like to do something like a little bit more D&D related.
Yeah.
We've just finished doing all of the 1 D&D stuff that we were going to review. Oh, pardon me. I'm burpy.
You burpy. You need burping.
Yeah,
Like a little pat on the
yeah,
back.
I do.
Oh.
I do. Please burp
I can't
me.
burp you. I'll burp you after.
Thanks, Jack. Yeah, we would normally do something like a bit more D&D focused. We normally would, but we didn't have enough time this week to prepare all the stuff that we wanted to actually do in this episode.
Because we wanted to do, we think, let us know if this sounds like a good idea, but we don't know if we're in between doing. I don't know if I'm asking this because by the time next week comes down, this wouldn't be.
Yeah, we're not even going to know.
Let us know because
it's still important. It's still important to ask.
Either a like absolute beginner's guide to D&D.
Yeah.
Like things that
like,
you need to know how they work.
You've never played the game before.
Like basics of combat.
Yeah.
Basics of like skill checks.
Your character sheet.
How to make character sheets and stuff like that.
Etc.
Or do we want to learn how to build? Do we want to do like class guides?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you want to play a warlock. Okay, you want to play a druid.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to play a paladin.
Yeah.
And then we'll basically go through. We'll do like stats. We'll do skills. We'll do feats. We'll do spells. We'll do cantrips. We'll do like basically building the character, low levels, middle levels, and then late level games.
Can you tell which one Jack wants to do more?
Well, no, because the thing is, we can do both. To be fair, if we did the first one, like what do you need to know before the beginning?
Yeah.
Then that would be a good lead on to the next bit.
Yeah. And we kind of want to do them in like finished segments, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if we start the beginners one, we kind of want to be able to kind of start that, then close it off. However many episodes that's going to be.
Yeah.
And then the class ones are a little bit different, but we'd go through every class. So let us know. Let us know if you're interested in either of those. Again, unfortunately, by the time that this episode goes up, we'll have already filmed it, I think.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit pointless asking now.
Thinking about doing, like, maybe doing things like subclass tier rankings.
Yes.
So like going through Druid and rank what we think our opinions on like what are the best and the worst subclasses.
Yeah, that is a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
That's the only thing that's a lot of work, and time is very finite for us right now.
So let us know if that's something you would like to see.
Yeah, let us know. And you know what? Regardless of, I know that we're not going to have the responses.
Oh, we might have the responses for that because that's going to be next session.
Yeah, but just let us know. Let us know what you think about. Let us know. Let us know if you'd like to see any of those things.
Any of those things. Let us know.
Because it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is. Compiling anything like that takes a while. Mm-hmm. We simply didn't have enough time to start it this week. Yeah. So hopefully next week.
It would be nice to see if we did do one of those tier rankings. We could do one each.
Oh, and then compare them.
That would be funny.
That would be a lot of work. It would be a lot of work. But I'm down to do it. But right now while we're juggling two jobs, it's a little much maybe.
When we're full-time podcasters.
Yeah.
And merch games through the roof.
Yeah.
Then we can do it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's the plan. So today you're just getting some advice, okay?
Getting some advice.
To be fair.
Submission advice.
Yeah, to be fair, it's all D&D related. So I feel like this is still more akin than
pretty much everything's D&D related on
Oh
this
yeah,
channel.
true. But we thought this was a good middle ground.
A middle ground
to
between.
Be honest. Yes. So, actually, before we get into it, we do have a follow-up.
A follow-up?
From a previous advice submission.
Fucking how long ago was that?
It wasn't too long ago. So
I feel like it's been ages since we did advice. No, it wasn't that long.
It wasn't too long ago. So, this is a follow-up from the submission from Anonymous, who they've
I like from Anonymous.
From Anonymous. They've actually put their name in as Ratnonymous this time around.
Ratnonymous.
So...
good old Ratnonymous.
Good old Ratnonymous. So their previous submission was their DM refused to change if someone can't make it to the session, the whole session gets cancelled.
Yes.
And all of the players were miserable because they were just never playing D&D because one friend always had to drop out last minute.
And that friend was even like, no, just play without me.
Yeah. But the DM absolutely refused to change the rules.
Silly sausage.
So here's an update. So I have an update from my advice submission, and it's mostly great news. When I sent you both a submission, I was in a really bad headspace, as you could probably tell from the tone of it. And during that week, I also confided in my friends, who were my fellow party members. They were also feeling the same way, but just like me, they didn't know how to bring it up. We tried to hang out pretty regularly, and a couple of weekends ago, we were all together chatting and drinking, minus the player who was usually busy. one of us suddenly told our DM the issue at hand. We all want to play, and it seems like we can never get together with that rule in place. We spoke a lot about the subject for hours, and it was a very healthy conversation as the DM was listening more than speaking. Ultimately, we decided that this campaign will come to a halt, and during this halt, we're going to wait to hear from the player who is typically busy, as he wants to play the least, but still enjoys playing whenever he's able to join.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news here is, however, the campaign has been put on pause. However, we continued talking, and we all still want to play. So another person in the friendship group will take the mantle as the DM and host a Curse of Strahd campaign. We've all created new characters to play, and we plan to play as regularly as possible. So it's great news all around.
Sounds great. That's what Margaret's going to run, by the way.
Listen, we don't know this. We don't know this yet. We don't know.
Me and Margaret are going to co-DM a Curse of Strahd.
We don't know that as a solid fact, but, maybe.
Hype her up. Give it a hype.
No, you don't.
Hit her with
you
the hype.
don't. No,
hype her up.
No,
hype her up.
No, you don't need to do that.
That's awesome, though. Well done.
So venting to you guys allowed me to take the next step and bring this to my friends' attention. So again, I sincerely want to thank you for the space you've created. I hope more people can come to you in confidence and gain the courage they need to confront their problems. You guys are incredible and are surely making the D&D community a better.
Oh my god, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Thank you. And then they end it with P.S. Margaret Horde always wins. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I don't want to hear it.
Get out of here. You take your good vibes and you
get out of
piss
here.
off.
Take those vibes and get out.
How could you?
Thank you very much.
No, seriously. So glad that, if nothing else, right? If you don't even take the advice, if the advice doesn't work for you, at the very least, we hope that you can at least vent.
Yeah.
And
sometimes you just need to get it off your chest.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just need to say it out loud.
Exactly.
Or hear somebody else say it and just hear an opinion to just be like, I thought that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I just wanted to hear it from somebody else.
Exactly.
But that's amazing.
Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm
so
glad that you came to that conclusion. I'm so glad that, sure, the campaign is on pause, but in the meantime, you can still play some games together. Hopefully the DM can be a player and have a great time and with some sexy vampires. I feel like that's a win-win.
I would say so.
I think that's a win-win.
Sexy vampires are almost always a win-win.
Yeah, agreed. Regardless of, So, I'm so glad to hear that.
And thank you for your kind words. That was very nice.
Truly, thank you.
And I hope we can. We can help anybody else as much as we help.
It's all we could have. It's all we want out of this. Honestly, genuinely.
It is,
so.
yeah.
Thank you. So, that's the follow-up done. That's everything done. Shall we just get into it an hour in?
An hour in? Maybe about 50 minutes.
Yeah, about 50 minutes for you. Yeah. We've had to stop a couple of times. Yeah. Including when I broke my neck.
Nearly
and
headbanged
thought
your
I was
fucking
die.
face off.
Yeah. So, this submission has been sent in by Zero, and she...
Zero?
She goes by she, her, but I've written it as share/her. I identify as share.
I identify as share.
Hello, my name for this story will be Zero with she, her pronouns, please. Share her pronouns. I need advice on how to bring up how I'm feeling to my DM. I made a character that I genuinely adore. She's so fun to play, and I've been drawing her non-stop since the campaign started. There's been a lot of postponing, though, which is to be expected. It's an online game, so a few of us, including myself, are in different time zones. But recently, though, it's just been a string of the DM just not showing up.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not the issue. The issue is with OP DM NPCs. We're only level 2, so obviously we're all pretty weak little guys, and I'm not expecting us to be defeating a BBEG anytime soon. The campaign was explained to be a pretty normal campaign that would be more roleplay than combat, which has just not been the case. There's been multiple combats per session, and despite rolling nat 20s or doing really well with roll to hit, we have not won a single battle. Each time it ends with the NPC, friendly or foe, mocking the party for how weak we are. The first few times it was antagonistic NPCs, so it was like, okay, whatever, yeah. But then it was every encounter, including one against a literal band of children. Skill checks are also incredibly high, and I only say this again because it's stuff that's for fun, or like an offhand joke or a bit, but then the DM commits to it, and despite rolling a 23, I still failed at drinking ale.
What?
Basically, it's just starting to feel like it's just putting me in a downer mood anytime I play. And plus, the DM doesn't really set up scenes, and they get frustrated when we ask what we should be doing, or when we ask about an area we just entered, and they end up rushing an NPC to drag us along, which also means that the party has barely had any roleplay moments throughout. And anytime we try to have some, the DM says this is wasting time and sends another NPC to usher us along.
Doesn't sound quite more roleplay than combat.
Yeah. It just feels like a power trip, and we sit and we listen to descriptions of how powerful and cool his NPCs are compared to our characters. And again, something that's this is a bit. And again, something that's really grating on me is the NPCs mocking our characters. I get if it's antagonistic, but when people meant to be our allies start mocking us in the same way as the antagonists, it gets a little grating. I haven't brought it up to the DM yet. I'm worried I'm being too sensitive. The DM showed up the other day after radio silence for a whole month, and we were rescheduling the day we played, so hopefully that goes well. But then I scroll up and see the DM complaining about wanting to restart the campaign because the current characters and how it's going is so mid. Which, I'll be completely honest, pissed me off.
Mid?
So mid.
What does mid mean?
Like lame. Like boring. Like middle of the road. Like average. Okay. I think, God, look at me trying so hard to be down with the kids.
Is that what the kids say now?
That's what the kids say, just mid. Like, mid. I think it just means boring. Like, right? Just like bland.
That's fucking rude.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, I'll be completely honest, pissed me off.
I'm not surprised. I'd be pissed off too.
We've all worked hard on our characters, and each player has been giving it their all. And I feel like saying it's only so mid is because the DM's own behavior and how he's running the game. I didn't say this, but I was really tempted to when he continued to complain to us about being boring and not really having a real path to follow. So I don't know how to bring this up to the DM, because everyone else in the group, from what I have seen, has either agreed with the DM, 2 of the players are longtime friends of the DM, or they haven't said anything actually in the group, which is the same for me currently. And the DM has also openly mocked me for being super into my own character because she's really bland. And
oh my goodness gracious me, I have a bit of advice for you, but I don't know if you're going to want to hear it.
I don't care if she seems bland to you. To me, she's so much more, and I'm genuinely attached to her. And I feel like it's really rude to say that. So how would you guys suggest handling this? I'm honestly debating leaving the campaign of this, but I'm worried that I'm being dramatic. I love the podcast, and I can't wait to hear your advice.
Okay. Look,
Jesus
I'm going to give you as many fixes as I can for this. But you can't fix something if the other person doesn't want to be fixed.
Yeah.
And it sounds like this DM, I know this isn't an asshole thing, but this DM sounds like a complete asshole.
I fully agree.
And I'm very sorry if it's like somebody you're close with or whatever, but this is like just so rude. Like,
Zero, you said it yourself. You feel like that's rude? It is.
Like when they said it's just fucking all over the place, isn't it? Because it's like, yeah, we're going to play a game that is more roleplay than combat. Yeah, you mock everyone's characters for probably not being maybe built super optimally, and everyone mocks them for not being built. It's like, but we're playing a roleplay-based campaign, so why does it matter? So you said one thing, but meant another, and now you're just mocking everyone for it?
Yeah, and like, I feel like there's so many themes in here, right? Of the DM being like, you're boring, you're mid, no wonder you don't have any idea what you're doing. You're really bland.
Is everybody ready?
Go on.
This DM's mid.
Oh, you tell him, Jack. You tell him,
I don't even
Jack.
know what it means.
You tell him. This DM ranted vibes.
Oh, the most rancid.
Rancid vibes. Like
putrid.
Yeah, oh my god. Putrid. Putrid vibes.
Horrendous
and
vibes.
Zero.
Horrible vibes.
Again, Zero. Like, I know you're attached to your character, and you know what? We've said this before. We don't want to be the people who are like breaking D&D.
No, we absolutely
right?
don't want to be. That's the last thing we want to be.
We don't want to be saying leave the group.
Yeah.
Which I think is why you've prefaced it with saying I'm going to try and give you.
I'm going to try and give you some advice, but I think unfortunately the best advice for you is leave this game.
Is leave. You're debating it, right? Well,
let's try and figure it out.
Yeah,
first.
we'll try and give you some actual advice. So,
with a lot of these advices, it starts with having a conversation.
Of course it does.
And this one does too.
And Zero, I know that you say you're unsure if like the other players feel the same, but you know, you also said that you haven't said anything yet. I'm almost certain, depending on how many players there are, like someone else is feeling the same.
Yeah, maybe
right?
the two people who are best friends with the DM may not. They might just back the DM up.
You know, they might actually feel like that, but you know, sometimes that doesn't matter if it's your close friend.
I think you need to say, like, I think you need to bring it back to the beginning and say, you did advertise this as a roleplay heavy campaign.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, none of us have built it like super optimally because like that wasn't what it was advertised to us to. Yet you begin to mock our characters with all NPCs about how weak we are when that wasn't really the purpose of the campaign.
Yeah, and it's like you're level 2, by the way. Like
that's you're not supposed to be what? So if it's is it high? Is that the crack? Is it like supposed to be like high?
Like yeah, right. Yeah.
It's supposed to be high at level 2, you know?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be mid at level 2.
Yeah.
But potentially even low.
Yeah.
Right?
Literally, level 2 is I'm mid.
I'm mid.
I'm mid. Like level 2 is like you're still plebs.
Yeah, you are.
Like you're still plebs.
At level 1, you are literally just better than a commoner. You stand out enough to have a level, not be level 0. You know?
You know what? It's things like we roll natural 20s.
Like when at what point does a 23 become like why are you having to drink ale?
Yeah.
Why are you having a 23 DC at level 2?
And failing it, by the way.
That should be almost impossible to succeed at level 2.
You should really genuinely just be able to drink the ale, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you know, you might have
unless
been
it's
in
like a drinking competition.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you know,
but you know, 23...
I've had one DC in my game that was 23, and it happened last session, and that was Rayla's DC to see if she could control Vendari for the last time, which has been going on for 30 sessions.
Yeah,
that has been a build up that culminated in an attempt, a saving throw that my druid with a wisdom save of +9 was going to almost potentially be able to succeed, and she had her advantage token up. And you're doing that for
level 2 drinking ale.
Level 2 drinking ale.
God.
Do you think that's an acceptable DC, do you?
Yeah, no. Like, it sounds like genuinely Zero that your DM is just setting you up to fail because they have
power trippy, like you said.
Yeah, they have a complex, obviously. They have a complex.
It sounds like they want to build a power game.
Yeah, and it sounds like they...
heroes.
Yes, and they like the fantasy. They like the power fantasy. They like to be in control. And, you know, it says more about this DM than anyone else, the fact that they feel like they have to have NPCs come in and, like, save the day. It's like, dude, if you just want to play with yourself...
just fucking sit at home and just roll some dice against yourself and see how it goes.
Just write a book. Yeah. Like, don't feel like you have to get other people involved to do that. Yeah. And, again, like... I know, Zero, it doesn't sound like we're setting you up to succeed here.
These are the problems. These are the problems. Like, this is the thing, like... The reason why it's tough, I can almost envision how the conversation's going to go.
Yeah, I know, me too.
I think, like...
Well, if your character wasn't so boring.
Yeah, and also, it's like, you already have mentioned that you think the campaign's shit and you want to start again. It's like, there's... I don't want to say this because I don't want to feel you full of doom, but it sounds like there's almost no hope for this campaign.
Yeah, it sounds like the DM doesn't want it to succeed for whatever reason, and that's not your fault, Zero. And it's like, like the DM doesn't know how to curate their own story, so they're blaming you and the other characters for being boring, and that's why the campaign is boring. Where that is simply not the case.
No,
like. Especially, you know, it sounds like Zero, you care about your character, you say you love her, you have loads of backstory for her. Like,
I think Zero, have a conversation with the DM and just say, like, bring up these points. You've articulated it very well.
You have articulated it very well.
Like, put them into bullet points. The NPC's always, like, griefing us and saving the day, and the DC's being so high, and you calling my character boring and things like that. Like, you need to bring these things up just one by one and try and go through it. And if you get through it into the end and the DM's like, fair enough, yeah. And then you get somewhere.
And actually things change,
then that's great. But the thing is, just so you know, sadly, I don't think that might be how it goes. just because that campaign ends doesn't mean that character does too.
Oh my god, no way.
You're level 2. Take that character. Take that backstory.
Take it somewhere else.
Take somewhere that's going to value that character.
Yeah, and value you. And you know what, Zero? You say, I'm debating leaving the campaign, but I'm worried it's dramatic. Nope.
It's not dramatic.
No, it's not dramatic.
Zero, let me give you the other piece of advice. Is if you came here for me to tell you, I'm going to tell you, leave that campaign.
Yeah, if you just want to hear...
If you just want us to hear us say it.
If you just want your decision kind of confirmed...
Yeah, you just want a bit of reassurance.
I'd be gone.
I'd be gone.
Oh, I would have been gone in the first instance. Instance that DM brought in NPCs who talked over the characters to the point where we couldn't roleplay, I'd be gone. That's happened to us before and we were gone. Like let alone everything else, by the way. Someone called my character boring. I'm gone. I'm out.
Like, the thing is, it's like, and this isn't every DM, and everyone's different and stuff like that, but like, there are hours in my game where I say nothing. Because the characters want to roleplay and the characters want to talk. There might be like a reaffirming or like, oh yeah, just make that check for me or something like that. You know, but for a huge amount of the session, I'll sit there silent.
Yeah.
And the roleplay will happen because, you know, it's like they've got stories to tell. I've got like stories to tell too, but only when they get to that. If they want to sit there and talk and roleplay all day, we've had sessions where you've just roleplayed for like 4 hours.
Yeah, genuinely.
And that's fine.
Yeah, and I can't imagine your DM enjoying that.
No,
I can't imagine your DM being okay with that.
That'd be mid as fuck, bro.
Yeah. Oh my god, Jack. So I honestly, and you know what? I wonder what other people would suggest as well.
Yeah.
Anyone watching, if you could leave a comment for Zero. If you're in the watch party, let us know what you think. Again, we don't want to be the people breaking up games, but seriously, it sounds like you're having a terrible time.
Zero. Join the Discord.
Yeah, seriously.
There's plenty of campaigns going on.
And
where your character will be valued.
Fucking say it with us. No D&D is better than bad D&D.
That's
seriously.
Bad D&D. That is the fucking epitome of bad
You're
D&D.
having someone being rude to you. You had someone who doesn't want you to succeed. Someone who, you know, kind of lied to you in the beginning about what kind of game this was going to be. That alone is good enough reason to leave. The game isn't what you thought it was going to be based on what you were told.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, it's so weird because there is a way that it could get even more combat focused, but you know, like 2 to 3 combats per session, that's
that is a lot. That is a lot. It is.
For most people, that's like a lot of combats. But the thing is, I know people who would go even further and have 6 combats.
Yeah, and people who love it as well.
You know, like that might be they might have scaled it back from 6 to 3 or something like that, and they think it's a roleplay heavy based campaign. But you know, if you want to sit there and roleplay and the DM's just desperately trying to wish you along, and you're not enjoying that, you're in the wrong campaign.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
totally.
I know if I tried to usher my players along out of roleplay, they'd all be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because like they wouldn't enjoy that. And that they would be, if I was doing that, I'd be the wrong DM for them.
Yeah. And like you've mentioned here, you worry that you're being too sensitive. You're not. You're simply not. And I would also like to implore anyone watching or listening, if you have a feeling, okay? It's just a feeling. You're not being sensitive. You're not being dramatic. Your feelings are something that are naturally wired into you. Yeah. Whatever you're feeling is normal.
And there's a reason for it.
And don't let people tell you you're being too sensitive. I fucking hate that. I
can guarantee you that this DM will tell you you're being too sensitive.
Yeah, exactly.
If you bring it up to them, I'd be very surprised if they didn't call you something like...
Or boring.
Too sensitive or boring.
Which you're not, Zero.
Which you're not at all, Zero.
Take it from us, and you know, we're just 2 idiots on the internet.
And everybody else here.
But Jesus Christ, none of us would put up with that.
I won't put up with that. Fuck that.
If you do want to try and salvage it, yes, do have a conversation with your DM. But it sounds like you want to leave, and maybe you just wanted to be told that you should.
And that's okay too.
That is okay too. So keep us updated, Zero. And again,
let us know.
If anyone does have any advice that they would give to Zero, please leave it below.
Yeah,
it would be wonderful. So God, keep us updated. All right, on to number 2.
Number 2.
So this has been sent in by Anonymous, and she goes by she, her.
Thank you very much, Anonymous.
So I play in a 2E game with some folks that are very combat focused.
A 2E game?
2E. So,
2E.
Oh, do you think I said 2E?
Is it Pathfinder? Or is it D&D 2E?
I don't know, actually, to be honest. Oh, I'm not certain.
I know the Pathfinder is on 2E right now.
I'm absolutely not sure.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, either way, we can't speak too much to the mechanics of either of them.
No.
But still.
Is it a mechanics-focused advice submission?
No.
Then we're okay.
So I enjoy combat, but I'm equally interested in the roleplay aspect of the game, and I like to try to talk my way out of combat or to make combat easier for us through roleplay when I can. I started with a bard, but when I spoke to my DM ahead of time about making sure we would be in a setting where there would be opportunities for my bard skills to shine outside of combat. Sorry, did I read that weird?
No.
Yeah, I spoke to my DM, made sure there would be opportunities.
Possibilities for me to talk my way out of things.
Since 2E bards are not the best. And since we were doing a city campaign, I thought it would work well. I did have some great opportunities to avoid combat, etc., but it was obvious that some of the other people in the group weren't happy that we had skipped an encounter because I had talked my way out of it, and this has happened a few times now. We were headed into a new adventure that would be a straight dungeon crawl that wouldn't really have any non-combat encounters, so I switched to a cleric, since our usual cleric is backing out for a while. It felt like the party was a bit more cohesive since there wasn't the tension between wanting to roleplay or combat for that adventure. I don't love my cleric, but now the DM is asking me to switch back to my bard, and I don't love that character either. Since I'm not totally happy with either character, I'm fine with playing whoever my DM prefers, but I don't want to be useless in combat, and I don't want to skip the things the rest of the party would rather do. I also don't want to continue to be stuck as the party's healer for a second campaign in a row, and with this group that is basically all the cleric is. Any advice would be appreciated.
Have we read this one before?
No, I don't think so.
Have we not?
No,
I might have just accidentally read it at one point.
No, yeah, you very well could have in the last one.
Okay.
So I think there's a few things going on here, right?
Yeah. So this is a very, very tough topic to go through because I can understand. I want at least one combat when I turn to D&D.
Yeah, me too.
If I'm a player,
yeah.
You know, I want to, and I'm totally fine if we have a dungeon crawl and then the next one we just chill out in the tavern and stuff.
Yeah.
As long as I get my fill of rolling my dice, I don't really care. I just like to roll the clickety clacketies.
I agree.
And fail or succeed. But if you're hyped to come to D&D and do a combat, and then you talk your way out of it, and then you're ready to roll initiative, and then everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, I think that there's give and take though, right?
Yeah, I think there is give and take.
You know, if you're all a group of friends, like, again, you haven't really specified if you were new to the group or whatever.
Yeah.
I do understand you have said I do play a game with very combat focused people, so I feel like maybe the odds aren't quite in your favor already, OP, and this could simply be a case of just playing in two different ways that don't work together.
Yeah.
But I also believe in a bit of give and take. Like,
yeah, it's tough because, like, you just got two different players there, don't you?
Yeah, and
you got someone who's happy to like try and outsmart a combat.
Yes.
And somebody who's just like,
ready to do the combat.
The DM's putting the combat in front of us. Let's go. They don't think that there is a way around it.
You know what? I can see that this is probably frustrating for all of you.
For both parties.
Yeah, for both parties, definitely. So, yeah, it's a hard one because that's kind of the first half. And then the second half is, well, I moved to the cleric and the group got along better because I'm playing the cleric, but I don't want to be the healer. And that's, unfortunately, with this group, the cleric is the healer.
So, at that point, then, what I would say is, if the party's working better with you as the healer, but you don't just want to be the healer, what I would say is talk to your dungeon master. This happened to Margaret in my first campaign. She started out as the healer, realized she fucking hated it.
Yeah.
So she ended up just getting a staff of healing.
Yes.
So if you can talk to your DM and get a staff of healing or get like any sort of like item that'll help you heal outside of combat, it means you can focus more on the stuff in combat to CC and crowd control and buff and all that good stuff as a cleric, which clerics do very well.
Yes, indeed.
They can do loads of damage. A cleric can do loads of damage, not just be a healer. And then outside of combat, you don't have to waste all your spell slots.
Yes, honestly, the staff of healing, such a huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference. Couldn't recommend it more. For people who are in this situation where it's like, I don't want to be the healer, but no one else is, so that's a good workaround, although she does say that the DM is saying, like, can you switch back to your bard now? So that's a really weird position to be in, because
at the end of the day, which one do you prefer to play?
Yeah, well, exactly. And granted, you say you're not happy with either, really, but are you only not happy with the bard because of the whole skipping the combat thing?
And are you only not happy with the cleric
because
you're
it's a
forced
healer?
to be a healer?
Exactly. You know, there's easy fixes to both, genuinely. Like, depending on what it is you want.
The cleric situation is easier to fix
than the bard
situation. Because the bad situation is, it's like, you can talk yourself out of combat, but then if everybody else is going to be upset, then that's going to feel bad. Even if you succeed, it's going to feel bad.
Yeah, so I guess the question is, I think you need to ask yourself, what do you want the most out of it, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to be able to play the bard and do the persuading? Or do you want to play the bard and you can give or take the charisma stuff? It's a hard one, but you know, let's say, okay, your DM asks you to go back to your bard and you play your bard again, right?
I think if you go back to the bard, you need to say to your DM, can you put some things in this game for me where I can use my persuasion, use my deception, use my intimidation, whatever it is, use my charisma as a bard to not just swerve combats, like find different ways to like feel good about being a bard that aren't talking about combat.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
There's loads of ways to do it. You know, lie, steal, cheat, all those things about being a bard that you could be great at.
Yeah.
That aren't swerving combats.
Convince someone to be on your side. Convince someone to not. Convince someone to leave. Convince someone to stay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there is so many other avenues. Yeah, that's a great suggestion that I wouldn't have thought of, honestly.
Go to your DM and ask if there's a way to put those persuasive things into the game that aren't going to piss off the other players.
Yeah, totally.
Because, you know, like, they want to play the game that they want to play. You want to play the game that you want to play, but if you both try and play that same game,
then
you're not
no one's going to be happy. Yeah,
but
agreed.
I think there is a way for you to play that game that allows you to be that persuasive bard that doesn't upset those two.
Yeah, agreed. And you know, regardless of what's decided, you could also always just kind of bring it up, and just say like, "Are you guys bothered by it?" Because you know, you say that yes, they're obviously bothered, but I don't know.
They might not be.
You know, they haven't confirmed it.
Yeah.
So you could ask, and then, you know, that could open up a conversation to meeting somewhere in the middle if that's the case. I do think, though, genuinely, like what Jack said, have a conversation with the DM, and if you're going to play the cleric, see if your DM can help you out with something.
And be honest with your DM about the bad things, but like I want to be able to swerve combats, but I know that the other two really love combat.
Yes.
So, like, I'll win there, but they might, like, lose out. So is there any way that I can be persuasive or be deceptive, those things that isn't to do with combat, like get out of different situations?
Totally, yeah. I think your first port of call is your DM.
Yeah, straight to the DM.
100%, go straight to the DM. And I would, honestly,
bring up those two things.
Bring it up like how you brought it up here. Just say like, I love the bard, I love being persuasive. However, when we swerve combats, I don't want to take away from it.
Yeah.
Or I love being the cleric. We get along better as a group. But I don't want to be the healer.
Yeah. Can you hit me with a staff of healing?
Yeah, totally. I you know, and I would make those suggestions. Say if I'm the bard, please give me things that I can use my charisma for. That isn't just combats. Or if I'm the cleric, give me a fucking staff of healing.
Give me a fucking something.
Give me a staff of healing now.
Give me.
No.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Give it.
Give it to me.
I hope that helps, OP.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
You know, again, that is a nuanced one. That is a hard one.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that, because, you know, like, everyone's playing D&D for different reasons.
Yeah.
You don't want to, and it's nice of you to understand that, you know, you might be upsetting somebody else by doing the thing that you want to do. So, but there is other ways for you to get that satisfaction, probably without upsetting them. So, you know, you're a good person.
Yeah, I really hope that helps, and I'm gonna say it every single time. If anyone has any advice for OP,
hit them up in the comments.
Please hit them up in the comments below.
All right.
Okay, this is number 3. So this has been sent in by Mary, and she goes by she/her.
Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Mary. Thank you so much. I want to see Acting Monkeys last night.
Oh yeah, you did. What do they have a song called Mary?
No.
Oh.
I yawned.
Oh.
And then I was like, why am I tired? And I was like,
I went to a gig last night.
I said I was out last night. I didn't drink or anything.
No, yeah. One of Jack's friends messaged him like, go on, tell him. Yeah. When your friends messaged you, I'm not kidding you, like an hour before the gig and was like, please come with me.
Do you want to come with me? And I was like, yeah, all right, mate.
Yeah. And you went out and had a great time.
Yeah.
Arctic Monkeys played Middlesbrough.
How
weird is that? We're not from. We live very close to Middlesbrough. Like 10 minutes out of Borough.
Yeah.
So yeah, very strange. Yeah, I'm yawning as well. I'm pooped. Scooped.
Well, fucking sort your life out because you got
yeah, you got a whole podcast to record here.
You got another hour of podcast
Mary's
today.
waiting. All right, Mary.
We gotta give it a Mary.
All right, Mary.
Come on.
Thanks, Mary. I want to start off by saying I'm loving your podcast for a while now, and I'm always looking forward to every new episode I can listen to while at work. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. I also wanted to put in a request for advice here, as I think maybe some other new DMs out there might also need some help with this.
Alrighty.
So I'm new to all this D&D. I've been playing for about 6+ months now, and I need some help or maybe ideas for how to end a campaign. I am running a dungeon crawler from a pre-made campaign called The Tales from the Yawning Inn. And so far, we are in the early stages, 1 dungeon out of the 7 total. I have removed 3, so we are down to 5 dungeons, as the last 3 are just ridiculous for new players. Tome of Horror is in it, and it's made to kill characters, no bueno. None of these dungeons are connected to are connected to each other. So I have been using the portal/well in the Yawning Inn as a portal to all the different dungeons. And every time they get back to the Yawning Inn, there is new people there that are giving them the quest to go down again. But here comes my need for help or ideas. How do I end this type of campaign? I've been wondering if I just keep it open and then we can go back to them later or with some one-shots. But I also want to have a small ending with the to be continued feeling to it, just so that my players feel like what they have done was worth something. What do you think?
Fucking hell, that's tough. because I haven't played it. So
we're not familiar with Tales from the Yawning Inn. We're not familiar really with modules. But like the advice of like, how do you end it? Do you leave it open ended? Do you leave it?
It sounds like you want it leaving open ended.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Do the portals close after you've come back through them?
I'm not certain. I don't know. And if they don't, is that maybe something that you could
start to do? Yeah,
have it so it's very clearly like a defined chapter of the game closing, or like a defined arc of it closing. You know what, Mary? It depends really what vibe you're getting from your players.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how long this is, but you've been playing for about 6 months, so I'm assuming it's been a little while.
6 months is a decent length campaign.
If you've been playing this, and I can only speak to myself personally. If I'd been playing something for 6 months, I probably would want.
I would want some sort of ending, I think.
Yeah, I would want some sort of conclusion that felt good for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the most important thing I would say is get a vibe from what you want, what your players want. I don't think there's any harm in even asking your players.
Yeah, asking your players, being like, what sort of things do you want from the end of it? Like, do you want a solid, flat conclusion, that's it, it's done? Do you want something a little bit more open so we can come back to it if we want to? I think that's a good idea, asking. But in terms of, like, mechanics, it's tough. It's tough because I don't know it totally.
Mm-hmm.
Is it... So it sounds like each time they go in, it's a dungeon.
Yes.
And then they come out, and then that's like the finishing of the dungeon.
Yeah.
Then we come back, and there's a quest giver.
There's a quest giver at the inn who goes, okay, you need to now go into this portal.
Has there been a recurring quest giver? If so, that could be a really cool way to sort of like... Are they always in the tavern? Can they just walk out the door of the tavern? I'm not sure. I don't know. Something like about like each portal beginning to close as you've like done them, and then there's like this one last portal open, and then that's the last dungeon sort of thing.
Yes.
Then coming back out and seeing that close, and then the quest giver sort of standing up and saying, I don't know, something like it's done for now.
Yeah.
Something ominous and open-ended.
Oh, to be fair, she has said there is new people there giving them the quest to go down again.
Yeah.
But you said that you're 1 out of 7 at the minute, and that you're going to have 5. Now's not too late to throw in a recurring NPC.
Recurring MC.
I don't. Yeah, you're right.
It's tough to know the context.
Yeah.
And not give like a. If I knew the story, then I would probably do a better job at this.
Yeah, and you know what?
I can't really give you a narrative way to tie it together.
Yeah, I also think as well, are you focusing on like character backstories a little bit? I know that, it's like a module, it's a pre-made campaign, but characters can still be important to people. maybe you could try sewing a few threads of the characters' backstories. Get an idea of what your players kind of have in endgame for their characters.
Yeah.
Do they want them to be able to live in the world of the Yawning Pot Inn forever? Or is this the start of something new? Is this module a start to maybe... It doesn't even have to be a homebrew world, to a new module. Do you want your characters in here? Hello, honey. You're right. Hello. Sorry, I think he thought I was talking to him then. Like, do their characters want to remain in this module, or do they have a final quest giver who goes, all right, well, come with me.
Yeah.
I'm taking you to fucking Barovia. You know what I mean?
Or is it, or this is so a good way to gauge what sort of ending that people like is if your characters do have backstories. If you begin to tie a few up in the dungeons, leave a character's backstory open-ended, close one off with a hard conclusion. See which ones get the reactions from the players that you like the most.
Totally.
So if you do an open-ended one and it doesn't go down too well, then maybe let's not do that for the end.
Yeah.
Or if one gets a real hard conclusion and they're like, oh, it was so good, it's so nice to feel it like get completely tied off and finished, then you can sort of be like, okay, that's what we're going to go for the end.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe use those character backstories as like a test pool for what you're going to do for the end.
Indeed. Now, let's say that there isn't any character backstory, right? Yeah. Because technically, you have described this as a dungeon crawler, right?
Yeah.
None of the dungeons are connected to each other. Mary's just said, like, there's portals in the Yawning, right? If there isn't any character backstory, you could... I don't know if the Yawning Inn already has kind of like an overarching thing, like an overarching big bad.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know anything about it.
Maybe you could, if it doesn't have an overarching big bad, you could create an overarching big bad. And you can have that big bad maybe completely perish. You can have them maybe escape. You can have... There's so many different ways. And sorry, this is all really vague, Mary. I have to be totally honest with you.
We don't totally know the context of the... I'm just having a look at it here.
Yeah, we don't really fully know the context of it. But you know what? Maybe someone who does know the context of it. There will be someone here who knows the context that's watching.
Yeah, definitely. And give them, maybe let them know how you concluded it.
Yeah.
But maybe you can bring a recurring NPC in. It's not too late to do that. And they can help you tie up the end of it. Who's based in the inn. Do the portals start closing? Is that the conclusion? It's just like, okay, now you've got this one done and this one done. This one's closed, and now no longer can that be opened again and things like that. Just begin to like set a few things away early for your players to be like, okay,
exactly.
Now I know what's going to happen at the end.
Exactly.
So they can, you can begin to gauge the reactions.
And like I'm trying to think of, just based on what you've said here and what you've said, like the idea that there's portals, maybe the portals close after you've done the dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
If you want to have this kind of to be continued feeling without necessarily needing to go back, or something you could implement in another game is, maybe in the epilogue you could just say, and, flash forward, it's 100 years later, and in the dark depths of a forest, there's a flicker of a light of a portal opening up again. And something steps through. And then, that's a really good way to say, well, you did these. There's more if you want it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if that's lame, but...
That's not lame. That's a good idea.
Thank you. But, thanks.
Conclusions are hard, especially when you have no context.
Yeah, true.
Conclusions are hard, but I think, trying to get a sort of gauge as to what your players like. I know my players like an absolute fucking 100%. I know where the goal is. I know when we get to this point, the campaign's over, and this is what we need to do. And as soon as that's done, boom, we're done. Not sort of, and I like to get everything else tied up before that. So if there's any side quests, I get them tied up before the end, because I know that if we had side quests open afterwards, we'd be sort of like, campaign's over now.
Yeah,
we're not
totally.
So it's like, try and make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row for the end of the campaign as well.
Yep.
But yeah.
Seriously, Mary, I would ask them. You've said here, should I keep it open so we can go back with some one-shots later? ask them.
You don't even have to. You can even if you don't.
Yeah.
You can still open up for one shots later.
Totally.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think there's no harm in asking them. You're not going to give anything away. You're not going to spoil anything by asking. You're hopefully just going to get some answers. And if people aren't inclined either way, then it's baby, you do what you want.
You do what you want, baby.
You do what you want. You do what feels right for you.
Yeah, you do what feels right for you, and what you play, and what your players want as well.
Yeah, I think that's the overall vibe.
Yeah.
Again, anyone who is more
versed, anyone who's done that, maybe let us know how you ended Tales to the Yawning Inn.
Totally.
And we'll see if Mary can be helped with any of your suggestions.
And to chill the Discord one more time.
Chill the Discord.
Chill
it.
We have an advice section related to D&D in the Discord.
Somebody in there will have played Tales in the Yawning Inn.
And you know what? Even if they haven't, someone will be able to give you some good advice.
Yeah, 100%.
So there's options.
If you can give us a update.
Oh yes, please. Yes.
And just be like, this is sort of what's happened. And this is where we're at. And maybe just give me a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
I can maybe help you tie it up.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. Let us know, Mary.
Yes, please. Yes, please,
sorry,
Mary.
that was very generic. That was like, have you had a bath and a cup of tea? That was kind of like that advice, you know.
Have yourself a bath and a cup of tea, and you'll be alright.
Sit outside and have a banana.
Sit outside and have a banana, you'll be alright.
So thank you, Mary, for your submission.
Thank you, Mary.
So this next one has been sent in by Spirit, and she goes by she, her.
Number 4.
Thank you, Spirit. This is number 4.
Cheers, Spirit.
Cheers, Spirit.
Cheers, Spirit.
I've been playing D&D for almost 5 years now, and I've been DMing for 4 years. For a bit of context, my first ever campaign that I started was just me, my husband, and a friend of ours. I always kept small parties because I knew I wanted to make sure I wasn't biting off more than I could chew when I started. Now, in the present, we are in campaign number 4 of my game, and my husband and friends' characters have gone from level 1 to level 15. I've learned so much, and I have gotten a lot of praise from my friends as a DM, which I know makes every DM beyond happy to hear.
Of course it does.
Indeed.
Tell your DM they're doing a good job.
Tell him.
Just your weekly reminder.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
You're doing such a great, wonderful job, Jack.
Thank you.
Oh, and he agrees.
Hello.
The bull agrees. Oh, he's so sweet. So, at the beginning of this campaign, I let us go from a party of 2 to 3 to a party of 5. Originally, it was just going to be 4 players, but one of my players' brothers, let's call him Jerry, who I'm also friends with, asked if they could play. I was a bit hesitant at first since I've never played a long TTRPG with Jerry before, and that brother told me that they have a lower stamina for longer games, but I agreed after talking to Jerry and about my concerns and got them introduced in the second session. But here's where the trouble comes in. This campaign is probably the most crucial out of all of them, since it's the campaign that will have a lot of answers that my players and their characters have been asking for. After I introduced Jerry's character, and after the first few hours of the game, he fell asleep. He then continued to sleep for the rest of the game. I tend to run longer games that go from 6 to 7 hours with breaks throughout the whole thing. This means he was asleep for more than half of it. I didn't think that him having a lower stamina would mean full-on knocking out and even some snoring from Jerry, but I don't think his brother did either.
Was it in person?
This really bothered me, but I tried to tell myself that he was just really tired and that we'd see if it was going to become an issue. And it did. Every game we've had since, he dozed off at some point in the session. Once it for a couple of hours, others it was for most of the game. This has gotten to a point where my other players have expressed that they're annoyed with him, saying that it's disrespectful and he might as well not even be there.
True.
I tried talking to him about it once, asking if he could please try and get some more sleep the night before, since he has a knack for playing games until the late hours of the morning. He told me that there was nothing he could do to get more sleep and that it's not his fault that I like to start super early. We only did one game where we started at 11 a.m, and it was so that we could take care of some character-related things. All of our other games haven't started until 2 p.m. or later.
It's not really that early, is it?
The next session, I'm sure you could guess, Jerry fell asleep. I would be less upset about this if he was at least trying to stay awake, but I've watched him actively try to get comfy so he could nod off.
Yeah, I asked him to try, but next time he turned up in his pajamas.
And you know when dogs,
he brought his pillow.
Dogs do that thing where they like circle around and get comfy.
That's Jerry.
His brother has been hounding him the most about it, and even informed me that he stayed up to nearly 5 a.m. that morning playing games. Jerry was
really putting yourself in a good position to succeed, is the issue.
Jerry was asleep nearly the entire session. My players have basically assumed his character is just mostly never there during roleplay or lore moments. Jerry's brother, who is an excellent player, has been giving him the most hell about it, and even telling him it's annoying to have to re-explain everything that's happened when he wakes up or during the next game. After this past game where he fell asleep, session 6, I finally decided that enough is enough. My husband and the other players are annoyed with Jerry and beyond upset at the disrespect he shows towards me. Though I've tried to give him chances, I'm going to kick him from the game. It has been really shaking my confidence as a DM to have a player fall asleep in my own home during a game.
It would do the same to me.
So it is face-to-face. I do want to add, though, my other players and my husband have been wonderful and have really tried to help me have some confidence in my games. Admittedly, I'm beyond nervous and anxious about it since I've never had to kick a player from a game before. I suppose the caveat for playing games with friends is that it can affect the friendships as well. I could really use some advice on how to deal with this, especially before our next game in a couple of weeks. I understand that there's no nice way to probably do this, but maybe some advice from some more experienced people who've dealt with players like this can provide me some wisdom, and any advice would be of much help. And before I forget, I love you two so very much.
We love you too.
Your Podblast is a delight. We love you too,
Jeez,
Spirit. Thanks, Spirit. Well.
Jesus Christ.
Well.
Well, look. Experience or not many people I think will have gone through something like this.
Yeah, agreed.
This isn't
the norm.
This isn't a normal thing to. Sorry, my dog is knocking the light over.
Oh my goodness. Sorry about that.
The dog knocked the light over.
He knocked the light over. I don't know how much of that you saw, but he knocked the light over. So
okay.
Yes, Spirit.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit,
so
spirit.
Again, this is not a normal thing.
Not a normal thing, and even an experienced DM probably will never have gone through something like this. And let me just tell you. Let me just. I know your party all seem to be backing you up and making you feel better about it, but let me just say, you shouldn't have to deal with this.
No.
Like, look, I understand that some people go to sleep at different times and, enjoy we enjoy late night gaming as well. But, there has to be a point where you respect everyone else before you play games online. Like, if I know, I love playing fucking games until the wee hours of the morning. I do. I truly do. But if I've got something to do tomorrow and I've planned something with somebody, I'm going to try and get an early night so I can get up and have fun with my friends and the people I've made plans with.
100%.
The Dungeon Master who's planned a session and all the other people who've made time for that day.
Yeah.
There's a moment where you need to just, grow up.
And, yeah, I agree.
Respect everyone else.
I agree. Now, to give maybe a slightly different perspective on this, right? Listen, it sounds genuinely like this might not be one of Jerry's priorities. And that's fine.
Well, it's not.
It would be fine if there wasn't other people involved.
Exactly.
Now, you're kind of saying I don't know if there's a nice way to do this. From what it sounds like, Spirit, this might not be one of Jerry's priorities. And if it was one of his priorities, he probably would prioritize going to bed at an earlier time.
Yeah, but he's not.
You cannot control what people prioritize. This is absolutely, Spirit, not your fault.
No, absolutely not.
All. I don't even think it's a case that he's bored. No. I don't think it's a case that you're not including him enough or anything like that. You're on
fucking campaign 4, baby.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You're golden.
Absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, 100%.
If you've got players who are coming back for 4 campaigns, you're doing something right. Don't let this shake it. No. Don't let this fucking knock your confidence.
No.
Because in my opinion, and I know that maybe I can be a little bit harsh sometimes or whatever, Jerry's being disrespectful.
I agree, Jerry is being disrespectful.
Jerry doesn't care about your campaign. And that's fine, but just don't fucking sign up then.
I agree. I very much agree. And it's a shame that he did.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that you're now in this situation because of him. But and I don't know if it makes you feel better hearing, from the perspective that he probably just isn't bothered through no fault of your own. And that's why he's not prioritizing it. To him, playing games is his priority and that's his prerogative.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. But you can if that's what you want to do with your life, do it. Fuck me, I love playing games.
Same. If I could play games all day, every day, I would.
Amazing, yeah,
100% I would.
But also, the thing is, you signed up to do something, so
Agreed.
either don't sign up or fucking do it.
Yeah, you owe it to the people around you to do it. So please don't let this. I know you mentioned.
This pisses me off.
I know you mentioned that you're feeling nervous about it and anxious about it. This is not a you problem, Spirit.
No,
this is a Jerry problem.
This isn't, as Paris always says, this isn't an issue. This is an issue me.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't a you problem.
No, sounds like an issue, not an issue me.
Yes.
Sounds like an issue, not an issue.
Not an issue. Yes, exactly.
I don't think Jerry's. I'm just presuming here. I don't think Jerry's going to be that arsed.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like Jerry's going to be that bothered.
Because it kind of sounds like his brother is dragging him along.
Dragging him there.
And, no one's going to enjoy that. I'm sure, hey, Spirit, you've said it here. You're not enjoying it. The rest of your players aren't enjoying it. Jerry's obviously not enjoying it because he's fucking knocked out on the couch.
Yeah,
he's made himself a little den and he's going to sleep.
And
so
I think it doesn't have to be this horrible thing.
No.
It can simply just be, look, I put a lot of effort in, and when it's an expectation thing, isn't it? It's like, I expect my players at my table, I put a lot of effort in during the week to I spend at least 3 to 4 hours planning a session.
And I'm sure you do too, Spirit.
And I'm sure you could do it. And there's plenty of DMs that do way more than that. But I expect for those, I've spent 3 or 4 hours of my week. I expect you to turn up and just spend those 4 hours, at least engaging with my session to a degree.
Yes.
Because we all, I put it in because I know that they want to put it in. So if somebody's not getting that out of your game, what you're putting in, then they're just not the right player for your table.
Oh my God, 100%. And it doesn't have to be, like you said, it doesn't. I swear there probably is a nice way to do it.
It doesn't have to be I hate you, Jerry.
No. The nice way to do it is to be honest with him and just say, hey, Jerry, thank you for joining. Really glad that you wanted to join.
And try to give it a go.
And I have noticed that, there's been a lot of times where kind of you're maybe not as present. You're not as present.
You don't have to sugarcoat it like that. You can be you can literally just say, I know that you come and you struggle to stay awake in my sessions, and that does affect me as well because I want you to be present when you come to the sessions.
Yeah. And for the sake of everyone, it's probably best if
you don't come anymore.
Yeah, if you just don't come anymore,
and it needs to be clear, if you don't want Jerry to come. If you leave it too open-ended like that, oh, thanks, but, maybe you shouldn't come anymore. It's if he turns around and he says, oh, no, I do want to, then you're
oh, God, no.
You need to say, I don't think it's a good idea for you to be part of the campaign anymore. I think it needs to be as plain and clear as I'm kicking you out. Yeah,
well, I don't even think saying, I don't think it's a good idea, just saying, we're going to go our separate ways now.
Yeah, it needs to be cut and clear. It needs to be cut and dry, cut and clear that you are kicking Jerry out.
Yeah, but there is a nice way to do it.
Yeah, look, it's hard to, and trust me, I am not the right person to word your nice parting words message. Margaret, on the other hand, would do it very well, and she'd word it extremely well. And I understand that they are quite hard, but just know that in there, it needs to be clear that Jerry's no longer part of the campaign.
Honestly, Spirit, I would just say thank you very much for giving it a try. We enjoyed having you for the time that you were here, but you have been less present than you've been asleep more than you've been awake.
Yeah, you've been asleep more than you've been awake at the sessions.
For the sake of everyone, including you.
And me.
Because
it's affecting you, which isn't fair.
We're going to go our separate ways now. Yeah. But thank you for your time. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your effort. Mm-hmm. I hope you understand.
And I imagine Jerry will understand.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody who turns up to a D&D session
just to go to sleep
and sleeps for most of it isn't going to understand why they're getting kicked out.
100%. And you know what, Spirit? I genuinely think, you know what? His brother sounds wonderful. You say he's a wonderful player.
And I don't think the brother would be too surprised.
You say your brother's his brother's the most annoyed.
The most annoyed.
Naturally.
Yeah.
I think, I feel like Jerry might have just been being dragged along a little bit. And I can't stress enough, Spirit, how this is not a reflection on you and your DMing. if it was a reflection on you and your DMing, everyone would be asleep. But look at that. No one else is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just Jerry. And everyone else is pissed off
and
with
it's
him.
because Jerry's... And you know what I mean? Like, you can't change Jerry's ways. If Jerry wants to stay up and play games all
that's
night,
completely his own
Jerry's
business.
fucking life, innit?
Agreed. Agreed.
You can't stop that.
Agreed.
But to me, as soon as you sign up to do something with people at a certain time, you should be trying to get enough sleep to be able to just stay awake to do it.
If Jerry wanted to do it, he would.
But he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. So there's your answer, and that's nothing to do with you.
I hope that helped, Spirit.
Yeah, please don't let this knock your confidence.
Spirit, you're doing a fucking great job.
You are doing a great job.
To be on campaign 4 and
with the same players, by the way,
recurring players, and then adding players to it who are all enjoying it, like, you should be really proud of yourself.
That's a rare thing.
That's a massive
achievement.
Is. And like, to be fucking smashing it at level 15.
100%. Hell yeah.
You're doing an amazing job. Don't let this knock your confidence.
Yeah, let your players tell it for themselves because they're having a great time.
Yeah, 100%.
Just one dude
one guy who just likes to fall asleep.
Yeah. Touche. I hope that helps, Spirit. And once again, if anyone has any other advice for Spirit, please leave it below. Please leave it in the Discord or the watch party.
Oh.
And please give us an update, Spirit.
Yeah, please. I'd like to hear how that went.
Yeah, it sounds like your mind has been made up. You've decided you're kicking him out. You just didn't know how. So please let us know.
I would agree.
Please let us know.
Please let us know.
Okay, on to... God, what is this? Number
5?
Bloody hell. Number 05. I've picked really long ones here.
That's okay.
To be fair, there's always a lot of nuance in this.
Yeah, it's tough with advice because you want to get it right.
So, hi, I'm Lewis. He, him.
Hello, Lewis.
Hello, Lewis.
Thank you very much for your submission.
I got into D&D. Oh, no. Oh, yep. Here we go. See ya.
Well, we had a good run.
Yeah. Bye.
See you later.
I got into D&D about a year ago. I recently decided to start my own homebrew campaign for a party of 5 on Roll20 after minimal DM experience, but after a lot of dedicated time to research, so I could bring the best experience to my players, especially for those that this is the first time committing to a campaign and are still a little bit iffy for the rules. 2 of my players, let's call them Harry, he, him, and George, he, him, have played with me since I started, so I have more knowledge and confidence at the table. 3 of them, Chris, he, him, Amber, she, her, and Emma, she, her, are still new, and I've been hand-holding them quite a lot through character creation and gameplay. So there's 5 players, 2 of them are regulars, 3 of them are new. After a successful first session where I thought everyone had a great time, it quickly became clear that this wasn't the case. By the time the second session came around, Chris and Emma weren't able to play last minute, so I set up a side quest for my players to go on. This happened a few more times until Chris told me that himself and Emma felt quite isolated in the group, and they thought that George and Harry were taking up all the air in the room. Trying to keep the peace, I decided to sit down with both groups and discuss individually what improvements they wanted me to make, or how I could help them going forward. George and Harry were quite reluctant to see how they could potentially be taking the limelight, but eventually they gave in and they said that they would try harder to make everyone feel involved.
Okay.
After Emma couldn't make even more sessions, for reference, this was maybe our 4th or 5th session, and she had only still been to the first one.
There you go.
George and Harry began to get frustrated with the last-minute cancelling and thus delayed main story progression. Feeling their frustration, I had a conversation with Emma, to which she explained her reasoning, and I was fine with this. Another session came around and she cancelled again. This time, I made a point of saying to her that if she could, I'd appreciate more notice, so I can rebalance encounters, etc., to which she was really receptive. However, George and Harry at this point were sick of it. They began to argue with me, saying that she needs to be more aware of other people's time and to start answering her messages more often in regards to making plans. I played devil's advocate while confidentially knowing her reasoning for not playing, and then their anger turned to me. They said that I was picking favourites and refusing to let her take any blame, while I tried to explain myself and say I'd discussed things with her privately, and she said she would give us more notice. But I was accused of being her messenger because she can't respond like an adult. For minimal context, Emma suffers with bad social anxiety and avoids confrontation at all costs, so her delayed responses are often caused by not wanting to let the party down. I'm now stuck with 2 players who are angry at Chris and Emma who, in her own words, says she's happy to leave the campaign so the rest of them can continue. how do I go about this? Because I don't want to lose any of them from the campaign, because they all bring me so much joy to play with, and they're all my friends of many years. I can't help but feel like I'm to blame because maybe I didn't go about this in the right way. Any advice?
You're not to blame.
No, you know what? I know, Lewis, I know you say, like, I want them all to stay together. I love my group of friends. I like, they bring me a lot of joy. But I think you do have to look at the bigger picture here.
Yeah.
I think you need to think about, like, what's best for the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, it sounds like, especially because Emma's like, I would rather just leave.
Yeah.
I honestly think
that's the best thing to do.
Yeah, like, truly. And I know you don't want her to leave.
In the least mean way, like, social anxiety is hard to deal with. Especially when it comes to groups, especially when it comes to, like, group chats.
Oh my God, 100%.
And letting people down and things like that. And I know, and I think it's probably causing Emma more stress than...
Oh my God, 100%.
Emma, I don't want to speak for Emma, but I imagine that she'd probably feel better just having it done and being out of the campaign.
Yeah, and, like, it's so hard. We don't have the full context. Only you, Lewis, and Emma have the full context. And, I respect the fact that you're not just...
and, like,
saying exactly what's going on.
Yeah, and
that's
very good of you. That's very good of you.
But, speaking from experience, when you're going through something and you know that you're being the problem because you can't deal with it, it's a really bad feeling.
Yeah.
And it's so much stress
And
knowing that the whole thing relies on you.
Yeah. And, in the least mean way possible, like, it is unfair on the other people.
It's unfair on everyone.
It's unfair on the other people because, like, you don't just want to... You want to turn up... If you coming to a campaign to go through a main story and, like, that was what you signed up for and that's what you're excited for and stuff like that. If you turn up and just side questing and side questing and side questing and side questing because Emma only lets you know, like, the day of.
Yeah.
Like, that is unfair on everyone else. And it's, there's more important things than D&D.
Oh my God, 100%.
And I get that. But, it gets to a point where it's like... It probably is better for her to leave so everyone can have a good time.
Yeah, I think Emma needs to be given the space.
Yeah.
Like, I think she needs the space to be able to not have pressure on her.
Have pressure.
Not have to, God, when you're
She's
going...
probably thinking every single time, like...
I'm dreading this.
These guys are going to be so let down by me.
Yeah, and honestly, it sounds like George and Harry, especially, they might not be taking it out on Emma, but they're taking it out on you.
Yeah.
Which
is unfair.
I do think, like, if they're your friends, they should maybe respect you. And if you're saying that there is a reason and I'm letting the reason slide because it's a valid reason, I think maybe they should respect that a little bit more instead of getting into fights with you about it.
They're obviously just frustrated.
Yes.
And trying to find someone or somewhere to take it out.
Yeah, and there's...
Which isn't fair because you aren't the person here to blame. And
no,
really
I don't
Emma.
really think Emma's the person here to blame either. Like, and maybe I'm biased because this is coming from a place of, it is socially draining to have to message people.
God,
like,
I'm the fucking worst at it.
Like, that's one thing that really drains me.
Yeah, same.
Is having to reply and having to be present online.
Yeah.
Like, it is very different in terms of things like the podcast, and it's very different with, like, my friends, but having to just reply to people, knowing that someone's expecting something of me, even if it's just a message in a Facebook group, like, that's really stressful for me.
Yeah,
and it's fucking draining.
I'm terrible with group chats. Absolutely horrendous. Like, we have a group chat for my campaign, and I'm the one that speaks in it the least.
Yeah, you are.
Because group chats just stress me out.
Yeah.
They just stress me out.
Yeah, no, I agree. Very much so.
I get it. But, I think, and like you said, I can only imagine the relief that Emma will probably feel.
Totally.
If she leaves this campaign.
And I think, Lewis, the relief everyone would feel.
Yeah, and it might be devastating for you because you want to keep Moth together with your
friends.
Which
I understand.
I think there's growing tension by trying to keep them together. I think all of that tension will be relieved and everyone will be so much happier if it was just done.
Totally. And, you have to listen to the people around you.
Yeah.
And if Emma's saying, I'm happy to leave so you can continue.
I think that's a.
I think that's the green flag, right?
That's the like, please let me leave.
That's the waving of. I said the green flag. That's the waving of the white flag.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of saying, and again, I could be completely.
Yeah, you know, we're only trying to read with what we've been given.
Completely assuming here. That sounds like that's her giving you the go ahead to say you can leave. And again, if she struggles with confrontation, even the act, it sounds, Lewis, you've been great with her, and it sounds like you've been talking to her, but like, even the act of saying, I'm going to drop out, she could feel like that's confrontation. Yeah. Some people need the other person to make the first move. Yeah. And I know you don't want to. Yeah. But I think it would be selfish of you to continue to try to push everyone to wait for Emma when Emma herself doesn't
really want to. It doesn't sound like Emma wants to.
Yeah, it doesn't. And
so I would just rip off that Band-Aid and get it done.
And man, I'm sorry that you are stuck in this situation. Like you said, you're stuck between a rock and a hard place a little bit, I think.
You are.
And I think George and Harry can potentially maybe learn a thing or two and being respectful about other people and other people's struggles. Yeah. But at the same time, I understand why it would be frustrating. I really do.
I do as well, because, like, people look forward to Dungeons & Dragons.
Yeah, I do.
And then to not get out of it what you've got out of it for so long, and not get out of it the things that you want to get out of it when you turn up, and maybe expecting that you can every week, and then it's last minute. Like that I understand the frustration, and there are obviously the frustrations have just built up to a point where they've taken it out on someone, and that someone is you.
Oh my god, totally.
Sadly,
yeah, you are unfortunately the messenger man, and you are absolutely like, don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah,
you know,
get shot.
Yeah, and again, well done for you for even when you're being pressed to not be like, well, this is the problem. Shut up. This is why.
That's easy to do.
So easy to do. I'm sorry, Lewis. I hope that helps. I know that that's kind of brief, but I don't think there's any other advice we can really give around that.
No, I think you already know what to do.
I think you do.
You already know what to do, sadly.
And you're not to blame, by the way.
No, you're not.
You're not to blame.
No.
And it's not that you didn't go about it in the right way. It's just, this is a really nuanced, difficult situation.
That's just a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Because we all know what the thing to do is, but obviously we haven't done it because it's hard to do.
Exactly.
So,
we've all been there, Lewis, and I hope this helps. And
I hope that helps.
I really hope this has a happy ending for you, for all of you, to be honest. And I really hope that Emma comes out of it feeling better.
Yeah, same. Cheers, Lewis.
Cheers, Lewis. So this is number 7?
6?
6?
CX.
Okay.
CX.
This has been submitted by Anonymous, and they go by they, them.
Here's Anonymous.
So, the title is, My DM has run some of the most boring games I have ever played, but I don't want to hurt their feelings. Hello, I use they, them pronouns. This is a bit of a long story. Sorry, lol.
It's all right.
I like to preface this story by saying that the DM is a friend from high school. I've been playing I've been playing D&D for around 10 years now and playing in their games for around 2 years now. I would consider this person a close friend. Typically, the games that we play are with them and another player who is my girlfriend, so it's just 2 players and 1 DM. The 3 of us even played a long-term campaign for about a year, and some change with my girlfriend as well as my DM that we still joke around about and draw art from this day. I don't know what that means. And some,
so that's okay.
They basically, you all have a good relationship.
Great. That's good.
Now to the story. This friend has been trying their hand at DMing for quite some time now, but every single game of theirs that I've played has been excruciatingly boring. It's honestly rare for us to play beyond 2 sessions just because none of us really get immersed in the story. So it's a constant loop of character creation, session 0s, and session 1s. I've talked about this with the other player, my girlfriend, and I really think that it's because of this person's style of DMing. They have very restrictive rules around race, class, and the world. Most, if not all of their games have had these restrictions. We even once played a game where we could only be humans because all the other races had been wiped out in the law.
That's my favorite campaign.
Boo! We have played many games where we couldn't play certain classes, such as a sorcerer, because of the world. I really do think that this person prioritizes world building and setting above actually making the players feel as if they're part of the world. This all came to a head in our last game. I didn't even really bother putting much effort into the character creation this time. I'm usually the 6-page backstory type of person, because I felt like it wouldn't matter. The DM still had to rewrite a chunk of my character's slim backstory and personality to fit within the story. The session gave neither of our characters any reason to go on this adventure, aside from simply wanting to play the game. I essentially had to act out of character to make the game continue, which didn't feel nice. The same was true of the other player, who was simply a shopkeep thrust into the adventure with no personal incentive. Nothing is wrong with this style of DMing, but it's not what I want in a game, which I have made known to the DM multiple times. I want my character to feel as if they matter outside of being a set piece for the story. I believe that the characters are the story and should be treated as such, but I'm just not getting that from this DM. On the other hand, they're my friend, and I really don't want to hurt their feelings or by leaving or insulting their DMing style. What should I do?
Oh, this is so hard. This is such a hard one because it's so hard to not be nasty.
To whom?
To, well, what do you think?
Okay.
This is advice, remember?
Yes. No, I know. OP, I feel like you are maybe... No, I'm just going to say it. I think you're expecting too much and you're projecting your own feelings too much onto what this scenario is.
Okay.
And I think you're taking your own personal opinions and trying to make that true in a situation where your personal opinions don't necessarily matter or will change things.
Okay.
Like, I'm kind of getting the vibe here where it's like they gave neither of our characters a reason to go out on the adventure. And maybe I'm biased because I think, well, it's not really the DM's job to make you incentivized. Like, your characters have to have a reason to go adventuring.
I do say that. Like, if you turn up and expect the DM to do all the heavy lifting as to the reason you have to go adventuring, I can't do that. You need to be your character needs to have a reason to be adventuring. Otherwise, what's stopping you turning around and going home? Because adventuring's scary.
And you kind of mentioned the other player was just a simple shopkeep thrust into adventure, and it's like,
why are you making a simple shopkeep?
I get the feeling that is no one's fault but the player's fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless the DM said, he is a pre-made character and you have to do this. In which case, that's very different. And I don't know if that's what's happened here.
So,
I kind of...
I think the only other thing is, it's like, you can't force yourself to like something you don't like.
Oh my God, no, 100%.
Like, if it is just not that enticing to someone, you can't, like, make yourself like it.
No, you can't.
I do think you should maybe give it a go for more than one session, to see like what happens when you actually get on the adventure and like where it goes, because you never know, there might be something very interesting on that adventure. They might just be not very good at starting adventures.
Yeah. Like I think that there's ultimately, I think you are just not the right group to play together.
Yeah.
It sounds like, OP, you have a lot of experience with D&D.
Yeah.
And I think you know what you like.
Yeah.
And I don't think this person is ever going to be able to give it to you. And I don't think you want this person to be able to give it to you.
Yeah.
I kind of am getting the feeling that maybe you said, I didn't even bother with character creation this time.
But
and
they
it's
did
like,
before. They have done before.
But it's kind of like, at what point? I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure here.
Yeah.
And I feel like you shouldn't feel pressured into doing something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
I'm getting the vibe that you really just didn't want to do this, but because they're your friend, you're just kind of going along with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone's really enjoying it. You're definitely not.
You're not enjoying it enough to put in a submission.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe I'm reading the tone of this wrong.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing is... You make a very good point about, like, you need a reason to adventure. That's not up to the DM. That's your job as a player.
Yeah, it is.
That isn't the DM's job. That is your job.
Yeah.
If there is an adventure to go on, like, your character needs a reason to go on it.
And if you've made a character that you didn't put any effort into this time, which you said yourself, then you're
setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, You're falling at the first hurdle.
Yeah.
Now. Does this DM's world and DMing style sound like something that I would personally enjoy? Absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, I think just like banning things for the sake of banning things and only being able to play a human.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna turn a lot of people off
Like,
at that.
So many people
I would say
off.
90% of D&D players.
Yeah, well,
you would
100%.
only being able to play a human. Like I know humans are a popular race, but not everyone wants to play a human.
Yeah.
Margaret would never.
Never. Oh my god, never. No, OP, never. Like,
and like, I understand the whole like getting rid of a sorcerer because
maybe. Yeah. I get it, but
does that need to happen?
I don't know. Again, we don't know, and that, you know what? That's kind of not for us to say.
Yeah, we don't know the world setting, do we?
I think the problem is here, right? OP, you know that you don't like the way that this DM DMs.
Yeah.
You know you don't like their play style.
Yeah.
You think they're too restrictive. I don't know why you agreed to play the game.
I don't know why. Yeah, true. Like, if you just don't like the way this DM DMs, don't play in the game that the DM.
Yeah.
Like, and I know it's hard because, like, the thing is, as we always say, no D&D is better than bad D&D.
Oh my god, 100%.
So if there's just D&D that you just don't enjoy, and you can't even put your finger on why you don't enjoy it, the fact that you don't enjoy it is enough to not want to play.
It is enough.
If you're not enjoying playing D&D, then just don't play that game.
Yeah, and I wonder.
It's that simple.
Like, OP, you've said, like, we kind of do it because he's a close friend.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've all played together and I don't want to hurt his feelings. Maybe he's feeling exactly the same way.
Yeah.
If you've had multiple games, right, where you're stuck in a loop of characters, session 0, session 1, and then it stops, all of you, maybe you're all kind of feeling the same way, but because you're friends, you don't want to hurt each other's feelings.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. Again, I don't know, maybe I've read the tone of this wrong a little bit.
I think what you've said is pretty fair.
Yeah, I think that I think you don't want it to succeed because you don't want to play with him.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
That's fair. Like, yeah, if you don't enjoy the D&D, just don't play it. But don't, like, it's like you're coming up with reasons not to like it. It's like you don't have
to have a reason.
You don't have to have a reason to not like it.
I fucking wouldn't like that.
No
like,
way. If you don't like it, just don't play.
Totally.
You don't need a bunch of reasons as to not play, and you don't need to justify it to anyone.
Oh my god, you do not have to justify yourself. Point blank.
Take it from me and Margaret. We don't do anything we don't want to do.
No, we truly don't. We absolutely, truly don't. And there has been moments where we've been invited to play games of D&D with people that we know don't play in the same way we don't play, and we just say thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah, because we know we're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that's an experience thing. Like, maybe that's just something that comes in time. And you know what? I think you reach a certain point where you're like, I don't care saying no anymore.
Yeah, and also the thing is that you got to remember, me and you are quite lucky. Because, you know, we know the brand of D&D we like.
Yeah.
We get it every week.
To be fair,
so
I think...
we don't need... So if you don't get that, you sort of grasp at the things that you can get. So...
You do. Although, I do get the feeling that I think OP's lucky in the fact that they do know what they like.
Yeah.
OP knows that they like a really character story driven. They like backstory. They like deep characters.
Yeah.
Like, the fact you know that is great. And I don't think this DM's ever going to give that to you.
No.
Honestly, I don't think so.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I bet you there's somebody who joins one of this DM's games
Totally.
and it's the perfect brand of D&D for them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've seen people play at a table that I would never play at, but they fucking live and die by it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, that's just, like, it's weird what you enjoy and why you enjoy it, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Totally.
Like, as long as you enjoy it, fucking no one gives a fuck if no one else enjoys
100%.
it. So just you gotta sit down at a table, and the moment you're like, oh, this is right, then you're good. But if you don't get that, you can't just make it happen.
You will know.
Yeah.
You will 100% know.
100%.
And, you know, the question is, I don't want to hurt their feelings by leaving or insulting the DMing style, but...
Don't insult the DMing style.
No. But
don't do that.
OP, you kind of already have, because you sat on the internet saying that they're the most boring games you've ever played.
You know, like, I think OP knew the answer to this.
I think you did.
I think they just wanted to hear it from us.
I think you did. And, you know, like, I know you don't want to hurt your friends' feelings, but you're obviously frustrated. And Jesus Christ, I would be too. I think you just need to say, Like,
No.
thank you for inviting me again.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't think we work together.
Yeah,
like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, like, it's the fact that we constantly go through this same loop. I don't think anything's going to change.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? I am almost certain that your friend will be okay with it. And your friend will understand.
I think so.
Yeah, you're not going to hurt your friend's feelings.
Just being honest like that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's nothing. Just two different styles. That's all it is.
I agree. And you know what? I would really once again. I'd like to hear from everyone.
Let us know.
Let us know what they think.
What you said and how you said it.
And I'm sorry, OP, if maybe I was.
I can't wait for one of these to come back and they'll be like, "You, that was terrible."
Yeah, that was, and you were really mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be honest with you.
I don't think you were mean there.
Yeah,
I think you were just. I think you're right.
Yeah, I am sorry if that was maybe a bit blunter than what I would normally say.
Margaret coming out with the guns.
No, OP. No, I'm not. No, OP, I'm not. I just think in this situation, when you're being so honest with us, we should be so honest back with you. Honestly.
Yeah. What Margaret said is right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, OP. That's a pee-pee poo-poo situation to be in.
There's never really going to be a particularly nice way out of that one.
No, but I think be honest with them.
Yeah.
Be honest with them.
Be honest with them.
That's the best way to do it. I hope that helps. And let us know. Let us know how it goes.
Let us know.
If you do talk to them and you don't play anymore. Or if you do play, let us know.
It turns out you love it.
Yeah, I know, yeah. You're like, listen, I gave it past the first
Look,
session.
I said what Jack said, and I gave it past the session.
I had the best time I ever had.
It's the greatest campaign of my life.
Okay, so on to... Is this the penultimate? We're on to the penultimate.
Oh.
Number 8.
The penulti.
Is this number 8?
What's that dish called? Pinaculty.
Which one?
You know the one with the potatoes and the corned beef?
Never had
Yeah,
that.
you have.
Oh no, I have definitely had that.
Potatoes, the corned beef, and the onions.
Is that called pinaculty?
Pinaculty.
Oh, I do like corned beef.
I think you should call it pinaculty, not penultimate.
Shall I call it pinaculty?
Yeah.
We're on to the pinaculty. It sounds like I'm trying to say penalty. No, it doesn't. I'm pinaculty.
I'm pinaculty.
So this is pinaculty.
Let's go.
So this was submitted by Anonymous, and she goes by she, her.
Okay.
So,
thank you very much for your submission.
Thank you, Anonymous. I feel like my entire party is either neutral or evil, and any advice is greatly appreciated. I, she, her, am part of a D&D campaign with 2 of my co-workers, 4 of my boyfriend's friends, and my boyfriend who is RDM.
Fucking hell, how many is that? 7 people? 2, 4, and 1, yeah.
Yeah. For the most part, I've enjoyed playing with this group, but there have been a fair share of moments but I feel like this group doesn't fit together at all when it comes to how we play. I also think 7 players has just been a bit too much for my boyfriend to handle as his first time DMing.
Oh.
And this has led to a lot of chaos.
Holy hell.
Yeah, that is a lot.
7 players is far too many for a first campaign, in my opinion.
That's all. There's a lot of players. There's a lot of players.
It's a lot of players.
Yeah,
but you know, some people
thrive.
Can probably thrive.
Hell yeah. It's led to a lot of chaos in the group. People tend to interrupt others a lot. One player was a murder hobo for a while, and some players never stick to the group, so when they're doing solo shopping episodes, the rest of us are trying to progress the plot, and sometimes we end up fighting over what the group decisions should be. My last straw came last session when we, as a group, were trying to explore a beholder's lair. We had fought this beholder before, but he had escaped last time, so after going back to town and doing a long rest, we decided to go back the next session. Well, we did, and all seemed to be going okay. We were all trying to solve multiple puzzles to open this new door, which took most of the session, as most of us were not working together and doing stuff on their own.
Christ.
Again, this frustrated me, so I chose to mostly do nothing and see what they could figure out on their own, while some of them were metagaming. What really upset me was what happened next. Since we were in a beholder's lair, it was no surprise when a spectator showed up. I don't know what a spectator is.
A spectator is like a mini beholder.
Right.
I'll show you.
When I read that, I was like, oh my god, spectator from the other advice story has shown up and is trying to tell people what to do. Okay, all right.
A mini beholder.
To be fair, OP does explain it a little bit more, but I just thought I'd get some clarification, especially for those who also don't know what a spectator is.
A mini green beholder with only 4 eyes, and not including the middle one, so 5 eyes total.
Nice. This was the 5th one we'd seen so far, and the only one that had not tried to kill us. The group decided to interrogate the spectator using Zone of Truth on him, and he told us everything that he knew and what we needed. I suggested to the party that we should just let the spectator go, as he would most likely tell the beholder we were here and draw the beholder out for us to fight.
Good knowledge, good thinking.
Good tactic. 2 of my party members, the Padawan.
The Padawan. My young Padawan.
The Paladin and the Barbarian bulldozed my suggestion and said that they were going to take him back to town for whatever reason. But of course that wouldn't work. When a spectator is created, it's bound to a specific location to do its job for its creator. If it leaves that area, it disintegrates and turns to ash. I tried to remind the party of this, but they brushed me off and said they were going to do it anyway. Someone mentioned that they should cut out the spectator's eyes so it can't shoot civilians with rays. So I again asked why we would even try to bring a spectator to town in the first place, and again mentioned doing so would just kill it. I was brushed off again. And while a couple of people were trying to cut out the spectator's eyes, I was on the verge of tears. I know it seems silly, but spectators are usually lawful neutral. They're just servants. The spectator had done nothing but be polite and comply with us. The attempted mutilation and cruelty for some reason was really getting to me, and I couldn't stop myself from getting upset. Our DM also looked unsettled and asked me if I was okay, and said we didn't have to do this. I just shrugged, and everyone decided they were going a little bit too far, and they dropped it. Or at least I thought they had. While we weren't going to mutilate the spectator anymore, the Paladin and the Barbarian still decided to take it to town. While I tried to push the spectator out of bounds, I tried to push it back, but ultimately lost. The spectator died painfully and slowly, turning to ash while fighting for its life. After that, I couldn't stop myself from crying, but was fake laughing to cover up my devastation. Our DM seemed very deflated as well, and started telling the 2 players who helped kill the spectator they must change their alignments to either chaotic evil or neutral evil. The Paladin protested this, claiming he was true neutral, but the Barbarian didn't care. The DM didn't budge and said what they did was just completely unnecessary and horrible. The session ended there, and after everyone left, I couldn't stop crying for about an hour or so. Again, I know it sounds completely overdramatic to cry over killing a spectator in a game, but there was just something cruel about the means and the fact that no one really tried to listen or help me, aside from the DM, who's also my boyfriend, and I feel like he might just be biased. But I also feel like this is a repeated pattern for our D&D group. This is not the first time they've shot first and asked questions never. So I need any advice you can give. My boyfriend and I are honestly at a loss at how to proceed, or if we should just cut our losses and try find a new group.
You aren't. Just so you know, the way that you feel is very, like, when it comes to anything like that, I feel a very similar way.
Me too.
You know, like, these characters and these creations, yes, they might be fucking, like, made up or whatever, but they still do have feelings.
Box. Yeah.
You know, like, they still, like, the whole thing is, it's like, we try to, like, inject characterizations, inject emotions, inject personalities into these things. So for these 2, I'm just gonna say it, assholes.
Tell them
to just, like, come in there and act it. They're just playing a murder. They're just playing a murder hobo game. That's all they're doing. They're just like, oh well, I don't give a fucking shit about if you've created this or if you've given it emotions or if you thought of its backstory or if you thought of its alignment or anything like that. I just want to stab and kill because that's funny. And do you know what? Just fuck off and fuck off out the game because you're so annoying. Like, you can clearly see she's upset.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And she's getting upset and she's getting frustrated and she's asked them multiple times. And do you want to know what? The worst fucking thing is, she was right.
Yeah, I know. I know. Like, the point she was making, like, the fact that it can't go out of the bounds, it gets to the point where they weren't doing it because they wanted to bring the beholder to town.
No.
They were doing it to be fucking insufferable.
They were doing it to butt heads.
Yeah, they were doing it to prove a point.
Oh, you said no, well, I say yes.
Exactly.
It's just a bad attitude to have.
I completely agree. Like, that, first of all...
That's fucking exhausting.
You know...
do you want to know what? I feel like I just aged 4 years listening to that.
You know what? Like, what Jack said there... you are completely valid in feeling that.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, some people would argue, yes, that it is overdramatic to cry about something that happens in a game.
Not to me.
But no, not to me. And at the same time, is it over dramatic to cry at a film you watched? Is it over dramatic to cry at a book you read?
Same thing.
To cry at a game you're playing on your computer. It's the same thing, if not even more personal.
But the thing is, you're only made to feel like that because somebody in the game doesn't share the way that you feel.
Yeah.
And they're thinking that the way that they feel is right, so you can't feel like that. It's like when it's a shared emotional thing like D&D, if you feel a certain way and somebody else doesn't feel that way, they'll make you feel like, well, why are you feeling like that?
Yeah.
But if you were just consuming a piece of media that had nobody else involved, nobody else is going to make you feel like that.
Yeah.
So your feelings feel valid.
Exactly.
So don't let anybody else around the table dictate how you feel about something.
Yeah, no,
Like,
100%.
Don't sit there and call yourself dramatic because
you're not. First of all, you're not.
Like Margaret said, like if you're watching a TV show and like
imagine you watch that on a TV show.
Yeah, and like this sweet little beholder thing that's done nothing but like give you answers gets pushed out and killed. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like as you said, suffers.
Like,
and again, we play a role-playing game where we take ourselves out to these human skin suits, we put them in others, and Jesus Christ, if you were in that situation in real life and you watched that happen, yeah, you'd be fucking upset about it too.
So the only way I can think, because the thing is, right, I think the best thing to do, personally, if your boyfriend's the DM, your partner's the DM, was it boyfriend?
Boyfriend, yeah.
Kick these two fucking losers out.
Yeah.
Kick them out. Get them fucking gone.
Yeah, so you say that there's 7 players, including you, right?
You will still be fine with 5
players. Oh my god,
players.
100%.
Kick them out.
Like, we don't know what the rest of the group are like, right? But, you even say yourself, even your boyfriend, the DM, was uncomfortable. And your DM was like, you went too far there.
Yeah.
Like, which they did, by the way. And,
they did, yeah. Just like, feel validated in that because that's just bullshit.
And you know what? Taking out any of the actual stuff that happened in game, right? If you just look at the situation as these were 2 people sat at the table or, online or whatever, 2 people in your space who you're saying, let's not do this. Please, can we not do this? And you're giving valid points and they're just brute forcing their way. You said it best yourself, OP. They were not respecting you. They were not listening to you. They kept pushing you off to the side.
It's a collaborative storytelling game.
100%.
Collaborative.
100%.
And, it might get a bit noisy and it might get a bit messy, but with 7 people, that is going to happen.
It is.
If you get rid of 2 of them and you're down to 5, including yourself, so you and 4 other people, I can guarantee you that noise, it'll feel like it's halved.
Yeah. So, oh my God. Probably even more
It'll
so,
probably
right?
feel like even more.
Because you will find that the most fucking annoying people are the loudest
ones.
They're the
loudest ones because they're just the only way that they can like get the point across, because usually the points are fucking moronic.
Yeah.
Like these ones are.
It's just to yell.
It's to just shout.
Yeah,
and just
it's just
yell
to be annoying about
and
it.
just be fucking the loudest in the room at all times.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, I definitely think getting rid of those 2 and then seeing how it goes, and then if it's still not what you want, then you know where you're going.
Totally. And you know what? You said it best yourself, OP. You said it's a repeated pattern.
Yeah.
If this happens over and over, like your DM, first of all, your DM based just on that alone and saying like you went too far and that was horrible, that is enough. And by,
100%.
You know what? Even your boyfriend, not your DM, saying you disrespected my girlfriend and you disrespected a player at my table and you didn't give a fuck, you're gone. That's reason enough.
That'd be reason enough for me.
Yeah, that's absolutely reason enough.
If somebody sat at my table and saw Margaret like being passionate about something and pushing it to the point where she was like almost in tears and then not backing down and then pushing it even further, I would have just stopped it there and said, right, you two, just pack your shit away and get in the car and fuck off home because you're not playing anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like, we're here to have fun. And when there's 2 people who are just
being annoying,
like going against what you would like to do for the sake of going against what you would like to do and nothing else really, because they didn't have a reason to take that beholder back or that spectator back. They just wanted to do it because you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, like let's face it.
Like that's the only reason they wanted to do it.
They were just doing it to be fucking annoying. Yeah, they were just doing it to be contrary.
Just tell them to fucking pack the shit and fuck off because they're not welcome anymore.
And that isn't a diss on your boyfriend, by the way. Like saying like,
oh no,
like your boyfriend is feeling as you can tell, exactly the same as you. And your boyfriend's not biased as well, by the way.
No.
Your boyfriend is not biased towards you.
Because that means I'm biased, and I have no idea who you are.
Oh. I thought you would. Because I was about to be like, Jack's not biased towards me.
And then I was like, I have no idea who you are.
I thought you were about to say,
like you put in a submission and you're part of this community, and I love you for that. But I don't know who you are, but you've just put in a submission. Like, look, I'm not just saying it because you put in a submission.
Yeah.
The way that they've acted is wrong.
Bullshit.
And the fact that your boyfriend was like, what you've done is like wrong.
Unnecessary and horrible.
Like, that's unreal to make that stand.
Yep.
To say that in that moment.
Yeah.
That is big of your boyfriend.
To say it was unnecessary and horrible. Come on. Oh, is this the new Brandon?
Brandon was the guy.
Brandon will never be. Chad, no, yeah, sorry.
Brandon!
Why
haven't you joined the Discord?
Join the fucking Discord, Brandon. But no, yeah, OP. And you know what, OP? I know for a fact, everyone here, everyone watching, feels that they were being unreasonable.
What was the name on this one?
There isn't, just anonymous.
What story number was it?
8.
Anonymous number 7. Well, that's what we will call you for today.
Yep.
Everybody big up Anonymous number 7 in the Discord.
Yeah.
Everybody big up Anonymous number 7 in the comments below. Let them know that, what they were feeling was valid.
You're not dramatic.
Nope.
You're not sensitive. They were being assholes.
Kick them out.
Kick them out.
Kick them out and see how you get on with 5 people. Yeah. Because if it's already too much, like bringing it down from 7 to 5, I can't tell you how much better.
Yeah.
5 is such a great number to have because you have an odd number for decisions.
Yep.
Like decisions is a great thing because it's like then 3 people say one thing, 2 people say another. You can never have a split decision with 5 people, which is nice. So yeah, just get them 2 losers gone.
And you know what? I agree. Cut your losses with them. Don't try it with the 5 players.
Yeah,
honestly, try it with the 5 players.
Don't just disband the group.
Yeah. Agreed. And
like you might get the thing is because there's so much discourse going on, you probably haven't been able to connect with these other 4 players as much because there's too much going on all the time.
And you said it's chaotic. It sounds chaotic. And you know what? There should never be a situation in which everyone gets together as a group to have fun, and then you're sat in your house alone after that crying for an hour. There's no situation in which that should be the norm.
That should never be the way you finish D&D.
No, it shouldn't be.
It should be buzzing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm so sorry, OP. I hope that helps. I hope you at least feel validated in how you feel. Try it with 5. Please let us know. Please give us an update to this because we'd love to hear it. God bless. Yeah. Fly high with the angels.
Sweet birds.
I'm mid.
I'm mid.
So
Fly high. Sorry, Karen.
When you were like, I don't even know you.
I don't even know you. Sweet birds fly high.
So this is the last
and I'm
one.
mid as fuck.
This is the last one. This is the ultimate.
I know.
It's the ultimate. No,
it's the knacklety. It's not the pinnaculty. It's the knacklety.
It's the knacklety. Oh, that doesn't sound nice.
Me?
It's the knacklety.
The knacklety.
I love the knacklety.
I love the knacklety.
Oh my goodness! Wow, we're at the knacklety already.
The pinnaculty and the knacklety.
Oh my god, I love knacklety.
Nakat? What's that?
Knacklety.
Knacklety.
I'm so tired. It's 9:30 at night.
We started filming at 1.
I don't want to talk about it. So, this is the ultimate. So strap in. Everyone, we're on the last one.
Show your belts.
Show me. Thank you. I yelled and now the dog's upset. Oh dear. So, this has been sent in by Anonymous and they go by he, they. Thank you,
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Thank you very much, Anonymous.
What number is this?
Knacklety.
Oh my god. This number o knacklety.
Number o knacklety is.
Should I end my 3-year campaign? Hey there, love the show.
Thank you so much.
I am in a bit of a dilemma at the moment. I've been running a campaign with some friends for about 3 years now. It's our first ever D&D game and it's been a learning experience for all of us. The group is all guys with strong personalities and sometimes they clash, but it's never hostile. I've had to pull them up on things a few times, such as table etiquette and general respect for me and other players. Offensive humour that has been taken a bit too far, playing mobile games and laptop games at the table, and other things along the way.
You don't do that.
No. I have expressed to them how frustrating it can be, but there has been no change. I could write a book on the frustrations I've had with them. Why did I put a full stop in
I could
there?
write a book.
Goodbye.
And that was all she said.
I could write a book on all the frustrations I have had with them, but at the end of the day, we have fun most of the time. I struggle a lot with mental health, and this scrolled. Where have I gone? Where have I gone? I struggle a lot with mental health, and this game, as well as D&D in general, has meant a lot to me. But I feel like I'm being walked upon now, and I'm being ignored in my requests to them. I'm growing tired of constantly repeating myself, so we agreed upon 3-strike rule, and I will call for a turn in combat, and if you miss all 3 calls, your turn is skipped. We all agreed that that was fair. I had to enforce this many times. And furthermore, I have had to make spreadsheets with NPCs and towns and other key points because people requested that I do so. The last time these documents were viewed by anyone other than myself was over a year ago. We are maybe 7 to 10 sessions from the ending with a BBEG fight, but it's been almost 2 months since we last played because people keep cancelling last minute, causing us to cancel the whole game. I have always expressed that if people aren't enjoying the game or they have an issue, to just speak up. I talk regularly with everyone and everyone says they're still enjoying it. From a DM perspective, however, I am not enjoying it, and I've expressed this to the table that they are making it difficult. Some players agreed and asked if we could have a group discussion, and we did. Again, nothing happened. We had a discussion again recently about the problems we've been having, and I was tired of repeating myself about these issues. I just asked that they respected me and my home. I said that the table's becoming toxic, and we need to remedy this, or I will end the campaign. I had another homebrew game planned, but I said I won't be running it if they cannot prove that they can show respect at my table. What do you think? Am I overreacting, or should I just throw in the towel? Both are challenging for me mentally, and it is exhausting to run these games, but I also have a lot of self-confidence issues, and being ignored doesn't help. I also feel like I'm failing by giving up, so that's just as painful. I have no idea what to do. Oh,
It's a toughie.
Oh, P.
It's a toughie.
Man.
Oh, it's a toughie.
You've kind of... Listen, I think you said this in the very beginning. There's only so much you can do.
There's only so much you can do.
There's only so much opening up of dialogue that you can do.
If you keep opening it up and then it's like okay for like the session and then after that they just forget it, like there's only so much you can do. Like they obviously don't want to change and they don't want to be better and they don't want to make these changes.
Well, first of all, OP, good on you for standing up for yourself.
Yes.
Good on you.
Definitely.
For going, listen, you're not respecting me.
No.
And this has to change or we're not playing together anymore.
Yeah, fucking
that,
right.
Jesus Christ, I bet that was really hard to do.
Why ask the person to make a fucking document if none of you are going to view it?
Do you know what that sounds like to me? That maybe sounds like people-pleasing behavior.
Yeah.
Like at the time, your players are here and they're like, yeah, totally, make a spreadsheet and we can all check it out. Yeah. But they're just saying that because they're people-pleasers. Do you know what I mean? And they can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk.
To me, there's 2 options. To me, there's 2 options here. If I were you, if you're going to do it, do not make it take 7 sessions.
Yeah.
If you're that close to the end.
Yeah.
Just get the fucking sessions going again and attempt to just bring it forward to like 1 or 2 sessions and just get it over and done with. That way you don't feel like a failure.
Yep.
Not that you would be a failure if you gave up.
No, OP, you would not be a failure.
At this point, there's no way. No way.
It's like the time sink fallacy,
yeah,
right?
You want to see the end of it, don't you?
And you're like, I've spent so much time on this. If we don't finish, it'll be a failure. Wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Like, is it going to make you feel better if you quit now? Yes, then quit. That's the answer. If it makes you feel better quitting now, then just quit.
Yeah.
If you want to see the end of it, but you're just dreading it taking so long because they keep cancelling and you're dreading playing with them because they don't show you respect, then for your own sake, do it, but just get it done.
Totally.
Just organise a day-long session or something.
Yes.
Or just set up the ending in the next session and then just complete it in this one after that.
Listen, the math ain't mathin', and that's coming from me who can't count.
Mathin',
that's coming from me who can't count to 3.
The mathnin' ain't mathin'.
The mathnin' ain't mathin'.
No.
The faculty ain't pinnaculty.
The Banaculty ain't Naculty.
So, you're saying like, we're so many sessions from the end, right? But it's been 2 months since we last played. You've been playing for 3 years.
Yeah.
And if you can't get the group together in this last 2 months when you've been playing for 3 years, but you're going to everyone individually and they're like, no, we have no problem. Math ain't mathing.
Math ain't mathing. Someone's lying.
Someone's not being honest with you.
Someone be lying.
Someone is not being honest with you.
So,
and you deserve your players of 3 years.
Show your fucking DM a bit of respect.
Oh my fucking God, respect your friends.
Try and do it, bring it forward, get it over and done with.
Yep.
If that's what you want to do. Otherwise, if you just ask yourself right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Yep.
Do you honestly want to finish it?
You need to ask yourself that, OP.
If it's too much, just fuck it off. Because if it's dragging you down and if it's like mentally weighing on you,
which it sounds like it is.
It's not fucking worth it.
Oh my God, it's not worth it.
Just
no
do
way.
Do yourself a favor, fuck it off, and then find a group that will respect you.
Yeah. He's gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it.
He's gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it.
He's gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it.
Go on, say it.
I don't know if you're ready.
Yeah. Oh, oof.
I'm gonna say it.
Go on, say it.
I'm gonna say it.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Join the Discord. Join the Discord. There's plenty of people there who are desperate for a DM.
Oh, yeah, we are
so many people in there who want a dungeon master.
Yep.
And if you've got a homebrew campaign, if you want people to respect you, because listen to me right now.
You listening?
I will not tolerate people signing up for a game and not turning up.
Yeah.
If you do that, I'll just ban you from joining games.
Yeah.
I will. Like I'm not afraid to do it because we do this because like how many times have we said it? You need to respect people's times. If a dungeon master's going to sit there and put hours of work in and build you a homebrew world, and then you sign up and then you're not going to do it, I'll just ban you from playing.
Yeah.
So like I understand that things crop up, and as long as you give a bit of notice, and as long as you like give the reason to the dungeon master, like that's fine. I understand that happens, but that won't happen in this Discord.
Yeah. No.
So if you want to join, and get yourself in the dungeon master forum and tell everyone about your campaign.
We're at a lack of where we have a shortage of DMs right now.
Yes.
So
lots of players.
Yeah, I think OP, I'm just gonna say exactly what Jack said. You need to think about what you want. Do you really want to finish this campaign? Or do you just think you have to because you'll feel like a failure if not? Again, man, if this is getting to you as much as it sounds like it is, you say it's exhausting. It's hurting your mental health, right? Yes. Okay, you've spent 3 years doing it. But my God, what's the point in doing 3 years and 1 day more? You know what I mean?
Like,
what's the point? If it's something that's hurting you, there is no point forcing yourself to do the XYZ time longer because it will just hurt you more.
Yeah, like, is it worth it? Do you think at the end of the day you'll feel happier for finishing it?
Yeah.
And if the answer is no, then just don't do it.
Totally. If the answer is yes, if you ultimately say, you know what, yeah, I do want to finish this for me or for my players for whatever reason, yeah, I would just
shorten it.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be 7 sessions.
I know. The thing is,
get it done.
I was going to say, put your foot down and say, right, we're doing it. This date, this time.
If you can't make it, doesn't matter. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it anyway. Like, I want to get this finished for all of us.
For me.
Yeah.
More than anybody else, for me, I want to see the ending.
And put your fucking foot down. And if people show up,
go on,
great.
Margaret, tell them.
If they don't show up,
go on.
Get fucked. Oh.
Go on.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Come on. Get out of here. Like, man, that pisses me off so much.
Do you know what? Not turning up drives me up the fucking bench.
Like, simply no showing.
If you sign up for something, do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't going to do it,
say
why the fuck are you signing up?
If you're not gonna, you know what? I understand. People get FOMO. People sign up for things and don't mean it. However,
you need to think of the other person at the end of that. Is your FOMO really that important?
No.
Is it that important?
It's not.
Like, you need to think that the other person's planning and they're doing something
for you,
and for you not to show up. That is just the utmost disrespect.
Yeah, I
turn
agree.
up on time and just fucking turn up.
Just do it. And you know what? If you're not going to turn up, just say.
Yeah, if you can't turn up or
just
something,
say
people
things
understand.
happen.
People understand that things come up.
Things happen.
Life
all the time.
gets in the way. We're all adults, but just say,
100%.
look, my dog's sick.
Yep.
If your dog's sick,
yep.
You know, baby's crying, whatever it is.
Yep.
If you can't make it, just be honest and tell
Vibes
somebody
are rancid.
in the most amount of time you can. We understand things come up, but fucking hell. Ooh.
Oh, show him. Oh my God. Oh, he's already dead. Yeah, OP, I'm sorry, that is a terrible situation. You know what? It sounds like you've done everything we would have suggested as well. We would have said have a sit down with him. You've done that multiple times. There's something that's not adding up, and that's not your fault. If people aren't being honest with you, OP, that's not your fault.
Mathin.
Yeah, you can't force them. And you know what? You owe it. No. You deserve it.
You owe it to yourself.
You deserve for your friends to be honest with you, and they're not being honest with you, and I'm so sorry. Think about what you want. Either fucking just kill it dead in the water, or if you
water,
dead in the water, floating plastic bag in the water,
sail
never
away.
Gonna disintegrate.
Sail away.
No, no. Think about what you want out of this, OP. If anyone has any suggestions for OP, please let them know in the
Pouring
comments.
one out for OP.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. It's a madhouse. God, I am so tired.
Same.
I am Rupert Scooped.
Well, we did it. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
We did
finished.
it. We got to the end.
We knackled it.
We were like, this won't be a long episode.
3 hours on the clock.
3 hours in, baby. I hope that helps to everyone who has sent in submissions for advice. Like, thank you for wanting to
hear our takes.
Yeah, and thank you for trusting us enough.
Even if we don't know what the yawning in is.
Yeah, especially if we don't know what the yawning in is.
We paused it after that to let the dog out.
And we were like, huh.
I feel like we didn't say anything there.
Yeah, we were like, were we helpful there? We are really hoping you guys can pick up our slack on that one.
For that one, if you can give us a little bit more context, I can definitely help.
Yeah, totally.
But you didn't know that. I didn't know what that was. So
yeah. However, I did. I still put it in. I was like, yeah, this'll do. This'll do. We're kind of coming to the end of the advice submissions, to be honest. So for now. So
get submissions in.
Yeah,
get a submission if you want some advice.
If you have any questions that you want answered, if there's something kind of gnawing away at that little brain of yours,
there's fucking loads of horror stories.
Yeah, there's loads of horror stories. But yeah, send them our way. We really hope that these help. I'm sorry if, as we're getting more comfortable with you guys and you guys kind of know us more and we know you more, we're kind of at the point where we can say honestly how we feel about a situation. And I hope that isn't coming across as us being, blunt or maybe a bit cold, but I think we owe it to you. One of the reasons we didn't used to like doing Am I the Arsehole submissions because we didn't like telling our followers that they're assholes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sometimes you do more damage by not telling people.
Yeah.
Especially people who value your opinion. And we never, ever.
You're a fucking asshole.
You're a stinker. Did you know that? You stink.
Nah, you're all right.
We never, ever. We always want it to be constructive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it would be unfair of us for us to lie to you.
True, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I pick up what you're putting down.
You'd be picking it up?
I'm picking it up.
Yeah, how about you?
The math is math.
Oh, no, don't bend too much. That infection.
Don't pick that up.
Oh, that infection.
That's far too heavy.
Yeah.
You've got a strength score of at least 3.
Man. That infection's ravaged you, huh? Well. I think that's about it. Is there anything you'd like to add to the end of that?
No.
Nice.
Pick up a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Join the Discord.
Join our Discord. You have until next Monday the 19th, to get your submissions in for the Homebrew Challenge. Which is the theme of Moon. And it is a world primer. Find all the guidelines.
Oh, I'm excited for that. I think that's going to be so much fun.
Oh my God, I agree. You can find all the guidelines and the template for that in the Homebrew Challenge resource channel. Chanel. I think that's about it.
That is about it.
Yeah.
If you liked it, leave a like on the video. If you liked it enough, consider subscribing. It's free. Hit the bell to be notified when we upload a video on a Monday and a Thursday.
Yep.
Leave a comment down below with any advice, especially about the yawning in.
Please.
And apart from that, I love you.
I love you.
Margaret loves you.
Bully loves you.
Bully loves you. And we will see you on Monday.
Bye.